Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports. Checking with me, you already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. We got to know what it is, man. This is a crazy situation. We have a breaking news report to discuss. News has just broke. We knew this day was coming. I mean, it's not all the way where it's going to be. But, you know, Kyrie Irving, I mean, what kind of guy he is. You know, he's not a guy, he's not for the weak-hearted. You know, I think we all can agree with that. Kyrie don't mess around, y'all. And as you can see right now, Kyrie Irving has made it emphatically clear. There's a report going on right now, ladies and gentlemen, that Kyrie Irving will test free agency. This is being reported by Chris Haynes. I believe he's with Yahoo, if I'm not mistaken. But we all know who Mr. Chris Haynes is. Let's keep it 100 now. Salute to everybody that's in the chat right now that's rocking with Flight Sports TV. You already know what it is. This Kyrie Irving dilemma, I like to call it a little dilemma, you know, it's moving, you know, very, 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 very fast, to say the least. I'm very shocked at how fast everything is moving, you know, but the Dallas Mavericks are clearly in destruction land. You know, clearly things are not going according to plan. I think Stevie Wonder could see what's taking place right now. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. Let me know if my audio is good, too. Let me know if y'all can hear me, because I'm moving and grooving right now. So let me know if my audio is coming in good, or do I need to fix something. But nonetheless, man, I'm not shocked at this report. I'm not shocked at this news at all, you know, at all, you know, to be honest with the people. I'm surprised that it's not getting nastier. You know, I just think that the Mavericks, they took a tough situation. Anybody who was going to trade for Kyrie, especially if it wasn't ideal, you know, you was rolling the dice. You know, it was no guarantee that it was going to work out if he went to any franchise, including the Los Angeles Lakers. You know, could you imagine if the Lakers traded all of their picks and messed around and got Kyrie and it still didn't work out? You know, these are the things that, you know, that they was asking themselves. I'm not. Yeah, now I'm good now. So, yeah, I wasn't getting my comments. I had to back out and come back in. I apologize. Salute to my guy, Hoop Jargon, Malaya, everybody that's in the building. You know, but back to business, man. This is just a crazy situation, you know, with the whole Kyrie Irving situation. I mean, I can't believe that the Dallas Mavericks are going to be in for another hole where they lose another key superstar, another key component to what they do. You know, obviously, this is going to be an indictment on Luka Doncic, whether people like it or not. Now, Luka Doncic got some psychotic fans, you know, who could get a little delusional from time to time because they get caught up in his numbers. You know, if you've been looking at my channel prior to, you know, the inception, you know, of the live streams of Flight Sports, if you look at some of the back catalog, before people knew who the hell I was, you know, I was basically making Luka Doncic videos exposing why he wasn't what everybody said he was. You know, and today, as we are back at it, you can't have a 7-foot quote unquote unicorn, when he comes to you, and then you basically treat him like yesterday's trash. A dude who people looked at as a hybrid, just somebody who could change the game. Luka Doncic basically made him irrelevant in his offense. Now you got Kyrie Irving, one of the most electrifying guards of this generation. Kyrie. Now Kyrie ain't perfect with some of the things that he has done. I'm not gonna sit up here and make it seem like Kyrie is a can't. I understand how people could feel. Okay, Kyrie's a strong-minded guy, but he could miss games. He could do this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, on the basketball floor, Kyrie Irving is a max contract player. I don't give a damn what the hell he was doing in the offseason. You ain't gonna tell me he's not worth max dollars. His talent alone warrants max dollars. And it's disgusting that you would have people, that's one thing that we ain't gonna do. Everybody need to hit the like button and hit that subscribe button right now. I got my man Toxic T in the building. We got breaking news in the NBA. Toxic. Kyrie Irving will test free agency according to Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports, despite the Mavericks wanting to re-sign him this offseason. So the Mavericks are saying they want him back. But we all know Kyrie about to take over the summer. He will hijack the summer and force people to talk about him, and he will go to the destination he wants, whether it's Dallas or not. But I'm going to let the Mavericks fans know now, brace yourself. It's Flight Sports. Toxic was good.
I'm good, Flight. Can you hear me?
Yes,
My mic
sir.
good?
Yes, sir. No, you straight.
Yeah, man, Kyrie Irving. I mean, we told you this. The panel of Flight Sports TV told you this. I mean, Kyrie. Like I said before, Kyrie Irving, either they had to make the playoffs or had to go on a win streak for Kyrie Irving to either considering being with Luka. And like I say this, Luka has to change his playing style in order for players to want to play with him. You know what I'm saying? Flight, you cannot play selfish and play as a number one ball handler, right? And then when the team gets another one prime ball handler, be afraid to give the ball to him. I've seen times in the games where they lost where Luka would rather shoot the shot himself than to give it to Kyrie Irving when he's wide open. Meanwhile, Kyrie Irving's missing the wide open, is giving up the wide open shot to give it to Luka. Right? It's kind of like
you're absolutely right.
It's like Luka.
Hold on. We got a guy. Hold on. I'm sorry, Toxic. We got a new guy in here named Bucks. Who's this? What's going on,
up,
bro?
Yeah, I've been there before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay, I may have never heard you. Was this always your name that you came under?
Yeah. I mean,
where you calling from? I don't recognize. I don't remember you.
I'm in Tampa.
Okay. Oh, I probably do remember you now. Shout out to you from Tampa, bro.
Yeah.
Man, let's talk basketball. What's your thoughts on the situation?
I really think Kyrie will be a Laker this offseason.
He going to La.
I mean, but even if he goes to Los Angeles, right?
It's over for the NBA.
Right? But listen to me.
No,
people going to say if Kyrie goes to Los Angeles, right? It'll be great for the Lakers.
Yes.
AD's playing great. It'll be great. It'll be great for the NBA. However, they need. If I'm the Lakers organization, I sign Kyrie. Get rid of Darvin Ham.
How would he? Get
rid of Darvin Ham. I'm telling you. Listen, the fact that Darvin Ham, you got the Darvin Ham.
Giannis, though, you guys.
Yo, he changed. He changed the way people think of him.
He made Giannis look good. He made Giannis look good, though.
Man, they were just one Darvin Ham on his way out the door in his first
season. People say that. People say that Darvin Ham was a part of the whole Giannis thing.
Yeah.
And you're right. He helped in Giannis' development, but Jason Kidd, it was Jason Kidd's ability to make kind of Giannis like a point forward, which helped Giannis' career in the long run, in my opinion.
But Kyrie about to have Dallas.
Hey, guys, Lakers, man, the West is wide open for the Lakers now.
Cool. So how about that? Hold on, before we start talking this Lakers shit, what if the Dallas Mavericks offered a full max contract? Do you think that's what he pulling on Dallas? I think deep down Kyrie. I think
he wants
down
LeBron,
Kyrie
you guys.
full max.
Kyrie wants LeBron. LeBron wants Kyrie. It's already over.
Man.
No, but listen, you have to understand though, Kyrie is a proven champion. At this point, in his mindset. But listen to me, Kyrie Irving is not worried about. And in flight, we gotta say this. This is also the part of free agent decisions.
Okay.
When you're a man, right? You want to build your own legacy on your own. And despite the fact that Kyrie, you could argue that Kyrie's big shot bailed out LeBron, it does not matter. Kyrie Irving will stop at nothing to achieve a championship without LeBron James. Because that's the fact of the matter. He doesn't want to play.
He couldn't.
That's not true.
Brooklyn, though. That's my thing.
Listen. The reason why he couldn't do it with Brooklyn, in my opinion, with all the stuff going on, KD being unhealthy, the whole problem with the whole vaccine and him taking, it's the fact that he was more drama based in Brooklyn. Let's call it a spade a spade.
Don't forget about Boston, you guys. Kyrie with Boston Celtics.
And in my opinion, Boston, I can't get mad at Kyrie for not staying in Boston because let's be honest, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown weren't the players they are now.
Yep.
Yeah, but even if they were, I mean,
even if they now listen,
Kyrie wanted to be the man.
Right. Even if he was, even if Jason Tatum were at their peak, how they are now, they still had to deal with Kawhi, who was in Toronto dominating. Yep. That's the issue.
Yep.
They had to deal with Toronto.
Guys,
I think
Kyrie proves it. Kyrie can't win without LeBron. It has been proven.
Yeah, I got Kyrie and the Celtics,
Thunder.
They didn't break up.
Now let me ask you a question. They did this with Kyrie. They did this with Kobe. When you play with a great teammate, Hall of Famer teammate beside you, they're gonna say, "Oh, you're good," but because that Hall of Fame player, you're not as good as we thought you would be. They do it with Kobe all the time. God rest his soul. It wasn't until Kobe told the Laker organization to get Shaq the freak up out of here so that he can win 2 on his own, which it cemented Kobe's legacy. And if Kyrie could just win 1 more without LeBron, I don't think there's a debate.
Where does it go?
Hold on. What debate? What are you talking about? What are we debating?
About his legacy.
People debate.
Top 10, top 5.
He's a Hall of Famer. He should have been in that 75 class too.
But people debate flight that Kyrie Irving, as great as he is, you take him away from LeBron, he's just a basic, regular. He's basically this generation's version of Allen Iverson. He's got all these ball handling, shooting material.
Another thing, I think that's a tough call, man. Because AI
do you guys think
that was a different NBA and it was physical? Yeah. We just throw this AI shit around like I don't know.
No, but he's the closest thing. But he's the closest thing.
I mean, handle wise. I mean, he ain't
handle wise.
He's not that off the court figure.
What do you think? Where's the best fit for Kyrie to go now? What do you think is the best?
In my opinion, now listen.
AI off the court, that'd be like some LaMelo shit.
Now, you guys gonna hate me for this. Right?
Oh Lord!
But I know 3 teams right now. If they get rid of certain players, trade them, and build enough cap space, they can offer Kyrie Irving a full max contract right now.
Who's that? Milwaukee.
Number 1, nope. Milwaukee's not even in this for me. It's 3 teams that are young and need a caliber player right now and got the talent right now to win.
Pelicans?
One of them is New Orleans. I think you package Zion. Listen, if you package Zion, which I don't want them to, but Zion hasn't proved.
Now you're talking crazy. That's not.
No, happening. I'm not though. But listen, I'm not because the Pelican fan base. You see, Flight. How I make my takes, Flight, is I go to different sports YouTube teams and I see what the fans say and see how they feel like their organization is run. Because let's be honest, what better way to have a take and understand other teams if you go to other channels where they rep their teams, right? And the Pelicans, the fan base and the organization, all Pelicans fan base to this point have said, listen, Zion has to stay consistently healthy. If he cannot stay healthy, we need to package him. That is what the consensus of fans have said, and they're pushing. Why would you want Kyrie Irving back to the East? He'll do it. Okay. Why would you want Kyrie Irving to go back to the East when he got to deal with Giannis? He got to deal with Embiid. He got to still deal with Jason Tatum. He still got to deal with what? Jaylen Brown. Not to mention, you still got the Indiana
They'll be,
Pacers are going to be great next year.
they'll be top
Great
four.
next year.
They'll be a top 4 team in the East.
Or with who? On
No.
what team?
On what team?
If you go to Miami.
No.
That'll be a top team. Miami's a good team.
Mark my words.
Butler, and they got Bam. They'll be.
Flight.
I don't know where, but they'll be a good team.
Mark my words, Flight. People don't understand. The Knicks are 4th in the Eastern Conference. They're 5th in the Eastern Conference right now, ready to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They are 1 star away from going to the playoffs and making a run. You don't They're already going to make a run this year.
The Knicks not going to go get Kyrie. The Knicks.
Why would they go get? Listen to me. Why would they go get Kyrie when they got Jalen Brunson putting up damn near the same numbers?
Who's your other top 2 teams? Then who was your other 2 teams?
My other 2 teams, I got the Lakers too. But a sleeper team, I think, is going to make some big moves. And if I'm a free agent, I gotta look at this place and say,
about the Clippers.
Golden State?
No. People got to stop sleeping on these Sacramento Kings. If they go deep in the playoff run, if they make a deep playoff run, listen, if they make a deep playoff run, I'm telling you right now, free agents are going to come to Sacramento to make their own legacy. I'm telling you this.
They're going to choose.
KD and Kyrie did it with Brooklyn.
They're going to choose the Lakers over the Clippers and LA. All California teams are going to choose the Lakers, though.
This dude said, T, I got to challenge you. You said that they were going to the New Orleans and traded Zion. Come on, that's absurd.
Right.
Now you saying him to go to Sacramento with Fox. They just got rid of Halliburton.
Yeah.
I'm saying that Sacramento.
Why would they get a point guard to challenge Fox?
Listen, they wouldn't get a point guard to challenge Fox. They'll get another point guard to essentially add to the 6-1 backcourt. The same thing that they're doing over there in Cleveland that's working.
Can you move him to shooting guard?
Yes.
Move who to shooting guard?
Yes, move him to shooting guard. Move Kyrie to the 2.
That could have, I guess. That's not really working out right now in Dallas, that style. But, it is what it is.
But again, listen, the reason why it's not working, is because the reason why it's working in Cleveland and why it's working and it's not working in Dallas is for the simple reason. When Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland play together, right, Flight, it's not selfish basketball. They're both able to see if one of them is wide open, they're going to give it to the other player and vice versa. Luka's problem is he's had to carry for so long, he's not willing to give the shot up when he has a proven superstar right next to him.
Yeah.
And that defense is also a part of the problem.
Hey, I just thought about that. Does Kyrie go back to Cleveland?
Who?
Kyrie.
Nah, that's not happening. Not with
Kyrie,
Garland and dude there.
Not with Garland and Mitchell already. No. He would never go back to Cleveland.
Makes sense.
Especially how their relationship ended. I don't see him going back to Cleveland at all, in my opinion. But now, people are going to sleep on the Kings. Y'all can laugh, make your jokes. But again, nobody.
The Lakers. Let's connect the dots. LeBron and Kyrie are best friends. A storybook. Finish the story.
But does having Kyrie Irving make their chances of winning a championship any even closer? When you got Jokic in your division, the Kings are coming up. Not to mention the Suns with Kevin Durant are still a problem, and you still got Luka and the Magic. You got these teams who are all superstars away, and I hate to say this, bro. Nobody is
LeBron.
What did you say?
They got Russ. They got LeBron. They got AD. AD been looking good right now. You got Russ.
AD, that what you mean? D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got him.
Yeah.
Move him to shooting guard. There you go.
I think they let D'Lo go.
Nah.
Kyrie coming to pitching. D'Lo over
Listen,
kicked
if Kyrie is coming, you gotta let D'Lo go. I'm sorry.
You can trade his.
You gotta let D'Lo go.
I'll trade him for something.
No, Flight. They can't trade him. They can't trade him off season because it's going to affect their cap space.
Yeah, well,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, that makes
I'm not
sense.
familiar with this
Yeah,
situation. I'm
yeah,
not
that makes
following them.
sense. That makes sense
No,
though.
not like
It has to
that.
make sense for them
Not,
to trade him. Now,
How about the
Flight,
Clippers?
since we're talking about Kyrie, I got a statement to make, Flight, real quick on
okay.
this channel. You know,
What's that?
um, I'm gonna say it's blasphemous, but I'm gonna say this now: the NBA MVP and the awards are all favoritism.
Yep.
I've never
I,
seen. Have you,
it's
Flight?
rigged.
I've never seen somebody given a sympathy
What?
MVP before. I've never seen it. And for the first time NBA, Flight, somebody's gonna get a sympathy MVP.
I think
Let
so.
me ask you a question, Flight. Can you hear
Listen,
me?
it's either gonna go to Embiid. Yeah, it's gonna be Embiid or Jokic.
Ask you a question.
Say it one
Right,
more
but let me
time.
ask you a question. Have you
Okay.
ever seen an MVP in the past? Have you ever seen an MVP in the past go up against other two MVPs? He ducks one MVPs who's playing that night, and then he plays Giannis the night after that, and gets dominated.
No,
Have you ever seen an MVP do that in that situation and still win?
no,
Nah.
F
I'm
So
no,
who got that?
no,
So who do you
that's never
want to
been
win the
done before, has
MVP?
it?
Who do you
no.
want to win the MVP?
My opinion,
Yeah.
who I want to win the MVP. I'm a Bucks fan. I gotta go with my guy. But
Oh,
I
I
know,
don't think.
what the truth
I think it's
is.
a big man this year.
Listen, it's a big man this year, but guess what? We all know the truth. The Bucks are number one in their division. Not to
Curry.
listen, not to mention, right? People, and this is the one. That's why I say when we lose to people, right? People say, "Oh, he lost to the Celtics." When you look at that game and actually watch the game, Giannis didn't lose the game for that team. The team's shot not going in is what lost him that game.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? But
Hmm.
come on, man. He's playing at a high level, right? He's number one in the Eastern Conference, right? He went up against Jokic and played better than him, Flight. Does that show that, right? Every single
Right.
time he's fought off against these two MVPs, the other MVP candidates, he's played better than him.
Right.
And majority of the time, he's been there. So, I don't focus on the MVP award. I just want to win the championship.
So we're gonna get into some destinations of Kyrie where he's headed. I mean, we're not done. We got a lot to discuss involving this breaking news report. Kyrie Irving will test free
Yes.
agency, ladies and gentlemen. Despite the Dallas Mavericks wanting to re-sign him, they did not give up all them assets for nothing. But Kyrie could give two hells. We joined by All Access Dex. Dex, what's the deal? Talk to the people. We live. We got breaking news. Let me know. Dex, you good? Well, Dex will be right back. He must say he just might have had some technical difficulties. Shout out All Access Dex. He'll be back
Right.
with us. But back to what T was talking about, man. This breaking news is just disgusting and it's disheartening if you're a Mavericks fan.
It is.
But I think that Kyrie Irving, I think that he likes the media. Or he could literally take over the summer this year with his free agency if he wanted to. If he really, that's why I said it's not interesting just to re-sign with Dallas. You got to create some controversy. You got to create some mess.
Also, Flight, he's been labeled as the villain. So, right, when you're labeled as the villain, they're going to try to find ways to discredit you in the NBA media. They've done this for years, right?
Right.
So, the NBA is not just Kyrie going to the Lakers. Kyrie is probably going to go to the Lakers to not only save public face, save his reputation, right?
Right.
He's also trying to make good with the media because the media has scrutinized Kyrie Irving. They made him the villain.
I could agree with that.
Ever since the whole situation about certain shots not being taken, and then what he did before leaving Brooklyn, I thought that was very, how he left Brooklyn was very distasteful. So now they have a thing of what Kyrie Irving is. And if Kyrie Irving only got one max contract in him left. And I think that
that's
as much as you don't like
some of the things they don't want to give it to him. That's how I feel. I don't know about you.
I mean, you can't say it's a prove it deal because he's an NBA champion. So he has to not prove anything to you. He's an NBA champion,
I agree with that.
right?
I agree with that.
So he don't have to prove nothing. The issue is how much can this team lowball him enough so they can have him in their uniform. That's what it's about. It's not about nothing else. It's how much can these teams lowball Kyrie Irving so that he can get them in a uniform. And if the Lakers are smart, they're going to try to lowball Kyrie Irving. But will Kyrie Irving bite on the first offer he gets?
That's tough.
That's the question. That's going to be the battle. If you want me to come to LA, how much money you willing to spend? If I'm Kyrie Irving, how much money they willing to spend? If it's not 150 or more, don't talk to me. And I mean that with all due respect. You make me go back to a situation in LeBron that even though we won a championship with, I was miserable. Nah. If I got to play second fiddle to LeBron, give me 200 or more. And if you can't do that, I'm outie. Because, hey, I know, hey, Flight, guess what? I know Phoenix might love to have me if they make the money right. I know Phoenix would love to have me. I know some teams who are willing to do half the team away for me. So what makes LA so important? Ask that question. Sure, you got LeBron and AD, you got a team to win, but what makes that team so important? I mean, we got to stop acting like like, oh, how much? Oh, it's LA. How much is it's LA crap can only get you so far? You know?
Yeah.
Because guess what? Kyrie Irving could always go to LA. It might just not be the Lakers.
Like I said, I mean, you never know.
I mean, you do know that California got 3 teams in it, right? It got 4 teams in it. It got the Warriors, the Kings, the Clippers, and the Lakers. Now you could argue that the Lakers are the most popular in that state when it comes to basketball. But you do know, like, there's 3 other teams that don't have the same legacy as the Lakers. That any free agent can go right there and make a legacy of their own right now. I'm just saying. So Lakers fans, you see, and this is why I have problems with Lakers fans, right? Because they're so entitled and they deserve every single superstar that wants to come, right? Like, these are the same people that swore by God they were going to get Giannis, right? Because Kostas was on their team and they won a championship. They really thought it was going to get Giannis because of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they set themselves up for failure. If I'm Kyrie, I'm playing the biggest FU to the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me.
No, you ain't lying.
I mean, cause come on, Flight. Let's be honest, Flight. I'd rather have this little dude in a New York Knicks jersey. Even though the Knicks fans broke, even though the Knicks fans say they don't want Kyrie, man, if they offer Kyrie a max contract, he'd come and join. You know how much trash they're gonna be talking?
Yeah, man, you got a point.
Flight, I don't care what you say. If Kyrie Irving wear a New York Knicks jersey, everything he's done in a Brooklyn jersey gets revoked, rescinded. Niggas will forget the last 4 years he played against them. I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you.
You know, it's LA.
Yeah, LA is definitely a great destination. You know, for Kyrie Irving. You know, I mean, especially if all things align itself. You know.
Right, but let's be again, we just gotta be honest. LeBron is 38 years old. As good as he's playing, he can't carry the load anymore. AD has the potential to be like a LeBron and be aggressive every night, but he just doesn't do it. Right? You have no other third superstar that can help. So even if they go to the playoffs this year, right? If D'Angelo Russell doesn't step up, they're not going to make it far.
Right. Well, we got all access in the building. Dex, what's good?
Yes, sir, Flight. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest shit in these streets. Shout out to the panel as it reaches premium peak, and most definitely shout out to everybody rocking with Flight Sports TV. And I would be remiss, Flight, if I did not mention the crazy, courageous cacophony coming out of the chat that seeps from the cracks in the crevice of Flight Sports TV block. Oh my God, that chat is amazing.
Yeah,
Everybody salute. I get the news. Flight chime me in on what's going on while I'm on vacation. I mean, Flight, for crying out loud, Kyrie. I mean, I gotta answer that call.
It kind of looked like Los Angeles over there.
Yeah,
when you living right.
You see them palm trees, goddamn.
Kind of look like LA over there. Stop it, Dex. Trying to recruit.
This is not LA. I'm out the country. I'm passport pimping right now.
Ooh.
This is a whole nother country. But that. The what? What'd you say, Flight?
I said I'm gonna throw your ass in the water. No.
Right.
I actually thought I could get away with, creeping to another country real quick and then creep on back to the United States and not be disrupted. But this Kyrie situation, it's a never-ending saga.
It sure is, Dex. I mean, it don't make no sense, about this saga involving Kyrie Irving. Nonetheless, man, I believe that he is headed, to different scenery. Like I said, Los Angeles is looking like the place to be, in my humble opinion.
Oh my God! But Flight, you remember people laughed at me. You remember when people were throwing onions and rotten tomatoes.
Shoot, I'm still throwing onions and tomatoes
and raw eggs at me when I tried to bring up the situation for Kyrie and LeBron merging together as intimate, successful champions as they did in the past. And they castigated me, Flight. I mean, they laughed me out of the stream. Not your stream. On other streams, outside of your stream. When I was trying to break news
we're gonna have to
and galvanize support. Yeah, they treated me real bad, Flight. I mean, they literally just slapped me in the face and told me to kick rocks. But this reality, it seems like it's becoming more and more real. And are they going to still laugh if they see Kyrie in a Laker uniform matched up with LeBron, yes, with AD?
Yes.
Matched up with Austin Reeves?
He said Austin Reeves.
Like, what they going to do?
He said Austin Reeves.
Crazy.
Oh, Dex.
Kyrie would help that team, though. For real.
Right. He said Austin Reeves.
And listen, Toxic T, they still might be able to keep a D'Angelo Russell or a Dennis Schroeder. Either one of those two veterans will still be a prize off the bench.
So hold on. See, that's your issue. You come on here on Flight Sports TV, flex your vacation swag on us, and you want to come on and ask for Kyrie. Then you want D'Angelo Russell. How much cookies do you need, LeBron? How much cookies do you need while you're on vacation?
But listen, the nature of basketball is to be competitive, but at the same time, you want your competitiveness to be dominance over others. That's the nature of basketball and competition.
So LeBron,
if we're able to secure that kind of talent in purple and gold, don't be mad at purple and gold. Be mad at everybody else that allowed it to happen.
No, we're not. Right. You know what? Right. You're right, Dex. We're not going to clown you for signing these players. We're going to clown you when the players you sign don't live up to it. I'm just saying that.
What player that we signed that you don't think that's going to live up to it?
There's a lot of players on that. There's no third star that's helping you right now. I mean, you can say Austin Reeves. Reeves is on a little tear, but come on, Austin Reeves. We got to deal with other teams that got a third star in the playoffs. I don't even think Austin Reeves. I think Austin Reeves can't even respectfully. Austin Reeves is not even on Bobby Portis level when it comes to creating his own shot.
But Austin Reeves, this is his second season, so you can't expect him to play at a veteran level. That's only for exceptional players.
I can't. Guess what? I can because you know why? You know why I can? because they've been boosting him up. Your Lakers fans included have been boosting him up like he's the third thing coming. And don't say you don't know what I'm talking about because I don't be on these YouTube streets. And y'all Lakers fans are even more delusional than the Cow. You are the most delusional fan base in the world.
Yeah, they be attacking you like a fan.
Yeah, I'm ashamed of you.
No,
The
that's the
master flipper
truth.
himself. You coming at Lakers?
You know it's the truth.
You,
I'm
you should be quiet as a church house mouse.
ESPN insult the Lakers more than any other team in the NBA. Them niggas could be on a 13-game losing streak, and they're gonna say, "What the hell's wrong with the Lakers?" I know what the hell's wrong with the Lakers. It's old ass not doing his job, and AD playing like a Powerpuff Girl. But they don't say that.
Well, AD has been playing very ferocious lately. Lakers are on a win streak. The Lakers power ranking have jumped all the way up from the bottom to the top 10 toxic team. We have to put some respect on the Los Angeles Lakers in this season.
Yes. You went from 10 to 7. You want a cookie?
No, we went from the bottom to 7. Correct yourself.
You went from 13 to 7. You want to cookie?
Listen, toxic. I understand it's easier for you to act the way you act since you jumped on the bandwagon of the Milwaukee Bucks after you jumped off the New York Knicks bandwagon.
Get it right.
And the New York Knicks.
Get it right, Dex. I'm the number 1 seed on the panel. Get it right before you address my team.
But
number 1
seed.
seed.
It's not like the Lakers making the playoffs going through hell, you know.
Yeah, a tumultuous season.
Hey, listen. Hey, White. Hey, no ham, no bacon, no turkey, no chicken with fries on the side. Listen to me. When my players was injured, I got clowned. When Dex players was injured, he got clowned. And now that they're healthy, playing good, when they lose, he's still gonna get clowned. It's the same energy all around.
Yo, Milwaukee gonna lose in the conference finals. Remember, I told you that.
At least we'll get there.
But I'm really appalled.
Off by the Knicks. You never know.
Like, I'm really appalled at toxic team. I'm really appalled at him right now. Because he shouldn't have this much energy. Because
I can, and I do. Listen, no, it's not, Dex. Last season, I was crying. Listen, Dex, last season, I was crying in my house wearing a New York Knicks jersey. I burned that RJ Barrett jersey. I burned it to a crisp. I went to the NBA on 2K and got me a Giannis jersey. I went and put Giannis everywhere on my poster. I got Giannis posters in the dorm room. Listen to me, Dex.
Wow.
It
is Greek freak or bust. All right?
But you have to understand.
Have your Kyrie. Toxic. We don't want him.
Toxic. You really got to understand that your energy should be dialed down a little bit based on the fact that you jumped on a team that has already been in stride. Your energy hold on. Up to this.
Hold on. In the words of I gave, as a NBA fan, I gave the Knicks 12, 13 years of my life. They've done nothing for me. As for a chance for me to leave, I left and picked the perfect situation. Now, guess what? It's not my fault that this team I picked just so happened to be number 1 seed. It's not my fault. Okay? I didn't say nothing. When you pompous LA Laker boys keep pumping out your 17 rings when you haven't won nothing since 2020. So guess what, Dex? It's okay. It's okay.
And
pump out your chest. You gotta kiss my ring first. Kiss my ring first.
You listen. You guys haven't won a ring since the year after the Lakers.
Kiss my ring.
I don't even know why.
Hey, Dex. The Lakers. Kiss my ring first.
Man.
Hey.
I gotta see a little bit more toxic to respect your Bucks fan. Though.
Yeah,
I gotta see more.
Yeah, listen, they 1 year removed from the Lakers. Like Lakers won in 2020.
You ain't know.
Bucks won in 2021.
Hold on. Thompson, you got to survive the summer. Then I might rock with you because they're going to lose, and you better be rocking with them. I don't want to see you. Oh, no. I got the Celtics.
Flight. I came from a team that couldn't even make the playoffs last year. You think I'm going to be upset or crying if we go to conference finals and we lose? That's an upgrade for me.
Listen, he jumped off the Knicks fandom too soon. Too early.
No, I didn't. I jumped off the Knicks fandom just in time.
Your judgment is impaired. So we not.
No, it's not. My judgment is absolute.
Of being a Bucks fan.
No, but hold on. I want to pull. Hold on. I want to pull his card right quick in a friendly way, T. Yo, like you see, Dex is a real Laker fan. I'm a Knick fan. Zen, he a Blazer fan. You know, you just picked this team a couple months ago. You feel me? Like,
but White, I picked this team a couple of months ago and actually know the history of the Bucks. I'm actually doing deep dives.
I know, but it don't. Yeah, but you got to do a real life pilgrimage. You know. You really
so what you're saying is. So, Dex, all right, Flight, y'all heard this on Fight Sports TV. Listen, y'all heard this on Fight Sports TV. Listen, Flight and Dex, y'all heard this on the Fight Sports TV. When we go to the NBA Finals, because we will, when we get there and when we win, Toxic T will come on Fight Sports TV in a Giannis jersey and a Bucks hat.
Oh, wow.
You heard it here first. And Flight, when I win, I want y'all all. When I come in here and kiss this ring, kiss it.
Okay.
Just kiss it. That's all I want you to do. Kiss the ring.
We're joined by the legendary Uncle Vern. I know he got something to say. He live in Milwaukee too.
Oh, hey, Flight, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, look here, Flight. The young man is right, Flight. Not only that, Flight, I got two Giannis jerseys and about 3 or 4 Milwaukee Buck hats, Flight.
Is Uncle Vern agreeing with me? What universe is this?
He live in Milwaukee.
Hey, Flight.
His objectivity is tainted.
The young man ain't just. Hey, the young man ain't just whistling Dixie, Flight.
Come on, they got to kiss our rings this season. They got to kiss our ring this season.
Hey, I love Zoe all the way to the end of the world, but I don't think he's going to make the Bulls win this season. What do you think?
Zoe ain't even on the court, Zoe ain't even on the court. You think we worry about them pigeons?
Yeah.
We worry about the pigeons?
Hold on, guys. Hold on. 1 second. Listen, Flight. The power rankings is out. And these two are pompous bastards who are putting too much inflation in the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're not even the number 1 team.
The Celtics are.
Hey, hold on, Flight. Hey, hold on. In the words, hold on, Flight. In Uncle Vern, I'm gonna say Uncle Vern. I'm gonna say it perfectly, Uncle Vern and Dex and Flight. You think I give a rat's about what these goddamn Twitter folks, these NBA editors say about the number 1 team? Man, screw them. These are the same team. This is the same NBA editors that said the Brooklyn Nets was going to be the number 1 team, and they got swept.
I agree with you saying. Those are the same editors.
So what are we talking about here?
Like 80 or 70 or something like that. They had like 69 players better than Kobe when he was doing. What the hell is this?
Can we really listen? So, Flight. Can we really listen to these editors and these fans when they discuss the best team in the league?
To some degree.
They had like 60 players
okay.
better than Melo.
So, Deck, that's all I wanted to say. Now continue. While I smoke my Michael Jordan cigar.
No, that was a good one, right? That was a good one. But listen, Toxic, to some degree, you have to give them some credibility because they are definitely entangled with the demonstrations that come on the court and off the court. So they kind of have a somewhat of a better leverage than some of us. But of course, their narratives are tainted based on their agendas. So we agree with you on that right there.
Hey, Jax. Speaking of genders and being tainted and stuff like that. Hey, Jax, are you proud of the college women basketball teams that came out this year and showed they got your ass?
LSU?
All of them. All of them that came into the tournament. They all of them came into the tournament, had good games, Jax. I was so proud of the women. I just ain't gonna just say LSU. I was so proud of all of them, Jax. They put on
that tournament. Listen, that tournament was probably better than the men's tournament.
That's a fact.
It is. It's already better. Already know it's better.
Bro, them girls was fighting. I'm talking about it was fighting.
WNBA, they're gonna get buried. Ain't nobody gonna support
me.
I ain't gonna watch them. I ain't gonna do shit.
That's the next phase, though. When they get to WNBA, will it translate? Will that translate?
Are y'all gonna have the same energy y'all have right here? Because there's stars in the NBA that's both that don't know.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Flight. But Flight, these stars on Caitlin Clark and an Angel Reese.
Nah, I give it to Angel Reese. She like
bro, Caitlin Clark is a problem.
You
Caitlin
need
Clark
players
is
like
a
this to
problem.
get the league by storm because they got players in the WNBA that are better than these women, but they don't have the star power. Like you have Bootsy and all these people promoting that girls' game. Like they don't do that for the
Yeah.
WNBA women.
You're right. And shout outs to Fly J Johnson, rapper, basketball star, SEC champion, freshman of the year, and national champion. You get one of these, baby girl. Big four. Big four. Big four,
Yeah.
Flight. It's hey, Flight. I become a fan. I become a fan of LSU basketball. I become a fan. They changed my mind. I'm about to watch women basketball for real now. They changing my
There you go.
landscape.
I like that in you, young man.
They changing my landscape.
Broaden your horizons.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And listen.
Try to stick around women a little bit more. Start sticking around a bunch of hard legs.
Yeah. and another thing, Flight, I want to say this while we're on that topic. Angel Reese is the epitome of keep that same energy. When Caitlin Clark was going to be in South Carolina and taunted in front of those women's faces, nobody said she was competitive, and they said she was doing everything right she did as a competitor. When Angel Reese wins a championship and did that same taunting, now it's a problem. Nah, keep that same energy. You lost. So big four on you. You can't see me. Now kiss my ring. I love this energy. Kiss my ring. It's kiss my ring energy all year. Kiss my ring energy. Go ahead, Flight.
Hey, who is that out there? Who is that out there, Jack? That's you out there, Jack?
Oh, most definitely, Vern. Flight chimed in, and I had to, answer that back call. I saw that back signal in the air, and I had to chime in to figure out what the hell was going on. And Flight said, "Kyrie, Dex, Kyrie." I was like,
Dex, that looked like Cancun.
Nah, that happened to me. I got a notification on Kyrie like 30 minutes before I was leaving work. This had like dropped at 2:30, and I've been monitoring this story because I kind of jumped ahead of the curve, Dex. I just kind of said, Kyrie won out. Even though ain't nobody said nothing, I just threw it out there.
Ain't no way, Flight.
I see the writing on the wall, and look what's happening. Shit, I got to get proactive. When I feel something pulls, I got to go ahead after it, man.
Ain't no way, Flight. Flight is driving and live streaming.
Not no more. I ain't driving no more. I'm back at the crib now. But I was driving.
Oh.
Yeah.
But nah.
I started this on the car.
Right. I heard the car. I heard the beep in the background.
Yeah. Man, this stream y'all get your phone hot like an inferno.
Right.
I have my shit in the AC. I have my shit in the AC while I'm driving. Go ahead, my bad.
Also, Flight, I have a very special announcement to make. You and Dex saw my Instagram, so I'm gonna announce it on Flight Sports TV here. It is official. My podcast, UTB with Toxic T. If you want to know, UTB is Unlock the Bias with Toxic T. Next episode is coming out next week. And the very first topic, Flight, is the hate the LeBron fanboys. So stay tuned for that. I got a whole LeBron thing.
Where the show gonna be aired at?
It's on Spotify. I'm already in the middle of recording it.
Well, put the link
as we
in
speak.
the chat.
Yeah, you need to give me the information so I can we can help you promote this, man. So
Appreciate it. Thank you. So UTV with Toxic T, man. We going on Spotify soon, so please. I got a little trailer out. I'm gonna post that on my YouTube.
Well. So whatever we can do to help you, let us know.
Boys, so we out, what I'm saying? We out here. I had to do a little special. Flight, Kyrie got some news, I got some news. What I'm saying? I've waited for a long time to finally do it, but I finally sat down, made a trailer, and I'm doing the thing. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, I'm looking at your the good Lord, look at the views. The Dex out there with the views.
Right, the views.
It's cold outside.
Hey, Flight, I ain't gonna lie to you, Flight.
I should just.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like my homeboy, he does like my logos and my edits. I already got a picture already of me and Giannis. Flight. I'm waiting for the Bucks to win the championship. And guess what the picture is, Flight? It's me holding a Giannis jersey and Giannis grabbing it from my hand with the NBA with the NBA championship trophy. And then guess what it say, Flight? It's gonna have it's us grabbing our rings and flexing at the camera. Kiss my ring. It's a kiss my ring season, baby. Kiss my ring season, baby. What is Dex doing? Not Dex in the water. Dex in Cancun. I'm jealous. Oh, sir, please, Dex. You don't want to see those. That's gross. This is Flight Sport After Dark. That's a nightmare, Dex.
I remember last
Jesus.
time I was in the damn pool.
Right. I got to go to the pool when I get back to the house. Shoot.
Views, Uncle Vern. They'll throw Uncle Vern ass in the water.
Oh, no, bro. As a matter of fact, I just got out the water this morning. Right?
Yeah. So please, everybody in the comment section, subscribe, like, supporting Flight Sports TV is supporting the big businesses on YouTube. Please, you got to get these subscribers and likes up, please. The man drove to drop this heat. Please like and subscribe, please.
And we will be live for LeBron James post game, ladies and gentlemen. Be on the lookout for avalanche of content this week. You know, we got a 4-day week. I'm off Friday. It's Good Friday.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Flight.
Go ahead.
Hey, Flight. Hey, Flight. Look here. Are you surprised that Kyrie mentioned already, introduced already the fact that he gonna be a free agent? He gonna turn free agent after this season? Are you surprised he did it so soon?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't think so. Yeah, even if they win or not, he's still leaving.
Right.
I ain't surprised because I think automatically he know they ain't got a good chance of making the playoffs, and he ain't gonna put forth no effort to do such.
I mean, the defense is atrocious. I'm not.
I just made a statement. What do you think about the statement I just made, or did you hear it?
Oh, I heard it, but you're trying to be polite. You know, I get you though. You're trying to be polite though. That defense is atrocious.
Right, and he ain't gonna do nothing to try to make it no better. You understand me?
Right.
And remember, if you're a basketball player, you're supposed to be out there giving it all. You're like that young girl out there in Iowa. You understand me? You're supposed to be out there giving it all. If you ain't out there giving it all,
there dropping 30 with your back against the wall.
If you ain't doing all that, you really ain't true to the game. You just true to getting paid. That's all you want to do is get paid. So you have these people sit up there and pay for your way over to Dallas, and you ain't for to do jack anyway, because you know you ain't for to do jack. And your whole excuse is they don't play defense. That's what I mean.
But Uncle Vern, that's the only logical. What's his face? That's the only logical solution. I mean,
okay. What about when you get to LA? They're gonna be the same thing in LA. Then what he gonna do? We're gonna be looking for somebody else to play defense, and everybody gonna be looking for him to play defense.
But
what he gonna do then? What's gonna be his excuse then? Because then he gonna have that lose. Remember what's the name was just saying it back a couple of weeks ago. Kyrie got a losing history behind him. He don't have a winning history behind him. Only
that's not true.
When he was with Cleveland.
No, he was
where?
With Cleveland without LeBron. Yes, it was a losing. Losing.
Where was he winning?
Boston made the playoffs. That's considered a winning season. Making the playoffs.
Okay, well, now you finna back play.
And Brooklyn, he made the playoffs.
Bro, he ain't they did nothing, man. And then
he made the playoffs. Make the playoffs is hard in the NBA.
I'll leave you with that, bro. I ain't gonna argue with you about that. Like I said before, dude played like a has-been. He played like he used to be, man. And then when he go down to other teams, he rely on he talk crazy about LeBron James, talk about how he had to carry LeBron James, but when he get down there, it's time enough to carry.
He did carry him though.
Well, listen, when he get down there to carry KD, well, he said out of his mouth he said he did, but he didn't. But when he get down there, time enough to carry KD, he couldn't even show up.
We're talking about Kyrie.
And when he got down there to go to Boston to show up, he couldn't even show up. Even when he was down to wherever else he was going to play at, he wasn't showing up. Even the Dallas, he ain't showing up. So his track record ain't all that good, young man. You can talk to you blue in the face, I'm not convinced.
But Kyrie never said he carried LeBron. Kyrie just felt like he wasn't appreciated enough in
How you
Cleveland.
how you know? They
Because
paid
that's what
him.
he said. He
They
said he
paid
felt
him.
unappreciated in Cleveland. He
Oh,
said that.
they paid him. Right
Stop,
or
Uncle
wrong?
Vern.
I bet. So there you go
They didn't
again.
pay him. They
No,
traded him to Boston, and Boston paid him.
you know what it was? What it was? They didn't pay him enough attention. That's what it was.
No,
He wanted to get attention
no,
back other place.
you're
Yeah, he did because
wrong.
he was talking. Yeah, it was because he was talking crazy about LeBron James before he even got up out of there. And that's
Unc,
what made him get up out of there because they knew he was leaving because he was talking crazy about LeBron.
Unc,
You know, and you know that better
listen,
than I do. So what are you arguing about?
Unc,
Why you disputing the point?
you act, you act like respectfully,
Like,
you act like Kyrie Irving. You know, LeBron had a game-winning block, and he dropped 40 in a game, so LeBron was doing just as much as Kyrie Irving was. But who took the what's his face? Let's be honest, okay? Kyrie Irving was blamed for losses. Shouts to Trent because he said it in the comment section. Shouts to you, Trent. But Kyrie Irving was being blamed for losses that really wasn't his fault. And if we're being honest, LeBron James will never admit this to the public. But
of
Kyrie
course,
Irving
because it
making
ain't
that
true.
shot, on Stephen Curry to essentially clinch the game is the epitome of Ray Allen's foot behind the line shooting the three to win a championship. That's what it is. I'm sorry, but LeBron has been saved in some of the biggest moments in his career. That's the truth. You need to pay to all LeBron fans and you, Uncle Vern. You need to pay respect to Kyrie Irving because Kyrie Irving played a good Robin, but his NBA team didn't appreciate him. That's the problem.
You tell that to Durant there next time you see him. I mean,
Okay,
next
F
time you
Durant,
get a chance to.
F that loser.
Tell that to
In my
Durant.
opinion,
Yep, get that.
forget Kevin Durant. What you want to say? I haven't been afraid of Kevin Durant since 2017.
All right. Well, tell that to the Boston fans out there in Boston how good Kyrie is. He's
Hey,
from Boston too, ain't he? Or New Jersey or
bump
something.
Boston too. In my opinion, bump Boston, bump Kevin Durant because that's how bump Boston and bump Kevin Durant. You get no sympathy from me, Kevin Durant, because you have made moves and you say you don't care about legacy. So if you don't care about legacy, don't get mad when the people tell the truth about your
About
career.
whose legacy? About whose
KD,
legacy? His.
KD,
He
KD is
don't
the
care
same
about his
person.
legacy. He don't care what
KD
he
is the
said.
same
He
person.
said, "Whoa, listen to me. Whoa. Slow down because you're going all over the place." You said that KD said that he don't care nothing about whose legacy.
Thank you. He doesn't
whose
care
legacy?
about KD does not care about his legacy. He said that he used to care about his
Oh,
legacy, and this was a quote by him. He said he used to care about his legacy, but now he doesn't.
yeah, okay, good. Makes sense. Why would he care? He gonna get it anyway. Cover the gore. It ain't nothing but an opinion to somebody else, like your opinion. Your opinion don't stand no more than anybody else's opinion.
That's fine. That's fine. But
Okay.
guess what?
I mean, why would he be upset
But
about
guess what? But
his
that's
legacy?
fine. That
That's
is
what's
fine.
wrong
But
when
when
he
you
speaks
talk,
it out.
but listen, the fans create the legacy. I don't want to be
Okay,
that guy, but come on,
okay.
bro.
What do you think Ben
It
Simmons'
wasn't just
legacy?
Michael Jordan being as good as he is
Okay,
that created his legacy.
okay, Batman. Look here. So, what do you think Ben Simmons' legacy gonna be?
He's an
Since we're speaking
overrated
about
bum
legacy,
who
oh,
had all the potential in the world who could never get it done.
oh, never get it done. Oh, never get what
Has
done.
his track record show that he got it done yet?
I mean, get what done? Get what done? Winning the championship?
Winning a championship, becoming an all-star, getting multiple
He became
accolades.
all star. He got multiple accolades. I said Ben Simmons. And that's
Ben
his name?
Simmons,
Yeah.
yes,
The
he
one who
has
used to play for
multiple.
Philadelphia.
When you, when I
How
say
many
multiple
outside?
accolades, you can't get the award
I
just
mean,
once,
I
Uncle
mean,
Vern.
hey,
You can't get the award just once.
He was an all star more than once.
You're right, he was. So I'll give him
Okay, well,
that.
let's keep it
He's a
real
multiple
then.
time
I mean, you
all-star.
got. I mean, why you giving them that? Give them a little bit more too. All you got to do is think about it instead of running your mouth off.
I
You
mean,
don't
but
think you
again,
just run your mouth off.
again,
I just really,
nobody takes care. Listen, nobody cares when
and
everybody when it
I,
comes down to
Breaking
it.
the
news,
question
breaking
is,
news, breaking news, breaking news. Forward Andrew Wiggins is nearing a return to the lineup, ladies and gentlemen, and he should
Let's
be
go.
expected early this week. So they
yeah,
getting in
Golden State.
playoff mode. Watch out.
Also,
Yeah,
shout outs to Ben Simmons because the family matter we know. Congratulations to my boy Ben Simmons. We'll say that Ben Simmons going through some very positive and somewhat negative family matters. So it's very happy to see him back on the basketball court. So,
why you call him a
That's
bum
not
then? You
Ben
just
Simmons.
call,
oh, I'm
What do you
you
sorry,
mean
just
Ben
Andrew
Simmons?
call.
Wiggins. Sorry, Andrew Wiggins.
Okay,
Like what the happened? How
Hey
did
yo,
that
but
get?
that's Ben Simmons, man.
it's
In
a
the words of
bum.
Sky, man, Ben Simmons is trash, man. This nigga's
So I,
trash, man.
okay, let me share this right here. Okay, we have a lot of basketball on the slate tonight. I mean, the schedule is in full bloom as we reach the final stretch of this season basketball and playoff implications and
Mm-hmm.
seeding matters. You got the Lakers facing Utah. You got Raptors and the Hornets. You got Heat and Pistons, Cavaliers and Magic, Bucks and Wizards. Wizards are officially eliminated. They are the most recent team that been officially eliminated from playoff contention. Timberwolves and Nets, Boston and Sixers, Hawks and Bulls, Nuggets and Rockets, Trailblazers and Grizzlies, Kings and Pelicans, Oklahoma City Thunder and Warriors, and Spurs and Suns will be the nightcap. So a lot of these games are being played are meaningful. Maybe not to every team, but at least 50% of a game tonight will matter to one or more teams. And you cannot fathom that the NBA at this junction will be competitive from game one to game 10 on the NBA schedule tonight, this late in the season.
Right. Um, Dex, I also want to say something. I think it's about time, Dex. We also talk about some the Hall of Fame list. Um, the Hall of Fame list, right, has officially dropped in the NBA. As you know, right, Dex in flight. Um, there is no games today, though, Dex. Dex, can you hear me? There's no games today. There's no games today. All NBA games are done. No NBA games today. I repeat, no NBA games today. I'm good, chat. Anybody? I'm good on the panel. I'm good, flight. Dex, can you hear me? Testing. 1 2 1 2. Hey, chat, you can hear me. Put a 1. All right. I guess it's just. I hope it's not just me, but shoot, I'm here. Um. Okay. We got some breaking special news. We got the Hall of Fame list. You know, we got the Hall of Fame list, y'all. And Dex, are you ready for this list? We have
Okay.
Paul Gasol,
Yes. Oh,
Tony
stop right there.
Parker.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Paul Gasol. I
Yeah,
remember on this street at Flight Sports TV having a vicious, tumultuous, vehement argument with Lonzo is Trash and Pope about Paul Gasol tenure in the NBA was Hall of Fame-ish.
it
And
is,
they
but it's Hall of
arguing
Fame,
tooth and nail.
right? But he's man. Whoever debated Paul Gasol's Hall of Fame career, you're goofy. Let's just move on. Paul Gasol, Tony Parker, the great head coach Greg Popovich, D Wade, and Becky Hammond.
And Becky
I
Hammond is
repeat,
also assistant at San Antonio.
yes, Becky Hammond is also a Hall of Famer. So, with that being said, Dex, it's also You know, it's kind of bittersweet for the Spurs. This is Greg Popovich's farewell season. Popovich is gonna give up. He's gonna retire from coaching, Dex. So I feel like you know Greg Popovich is the top 3 best coach of all time. I don't think that's a debate. When you look at his career, his tenure, he is top 5 all-time NBA coaches. And we're gonna miss you, Greg Popovich. And we hope you enjoy your retirement and your Hall of Fame career. So God bless you. So how you feel about that list, Dex?
Oh, hold on. He said no games tonight. I guess I must have missed the exact date. Let's see. Yeah, that's April 4th, tomorrow. Tomorrow, the
It's a
games that
free
I
night
mentioned
tonight.
is for tomorrow. Yeah, you get a break tonight. Thank you, Trent, for reminding me. And this is why this chat is crazy. The way I said it is because even though we're on the panel, they're not afraid to bring
Correct us.
correct information to the stream because we're all family, we're all brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's a community, and when we get on the stream, we in communion. You know,
Yes.
so that's what it's all about. So the chat, a lot of times we look for chat to give us stats and other type of things to look up while we're on the panel screaming from the tip of our lungs. Good looking to you, Trent. Yeah, it's on the April 4th. That's when the games are slated for the NBA.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, Dex, and it's kind of crazy. We look at the grand scheme of it, like Paul Gasol, Tony Parker, Greg Popovich. I literally grew up with all these players, and to see them finally in the Hall of Fame, D Wade included. D Wade, I'm happy. D Wade being in the Hall of Fame, it's perfect. You can't ask for much. Um, it is kind of bittersweet though. Dex, kind of bittersweet. Um, because Paul Gasol, I'm not sure if you knew, but Paul Gasol wanted a special somebody to introduce him during his Hall of Fame speech. Do you know who that was supposed to be?
Kobe Bryant.
The late great Kobe Bryant was supposed to introduce Paul into the Hall of Fame. That's how much respect he had for the late great Kobe Bryant. It's kind of bittersweet. Um, it's tough, but it's just one of them things, man. You just wish you can go back in time and take it all back. You know. So rest in peace to the real one, Kobe Mamba Bean Bryant. We miss you. Mamba out, baby. Mamba out. But Dex, who you feel like is the contender to win the NBA championship, other than your Lakers?
Well, I don't know if my Lakers are really in contention. They
I
have
said other than your Lakers.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even say that my Lakers are in serious contention other than some chemistry issues. The Lakers is beckoning on a miracle to happen for them if they was reach that plateau of the NBA this season. But hey, I'm still going to cheer every bounce they play, every tick that come off the clock. I'm still rooting for them all the way through. But in reality, to be objective, I believe it's Milwaukee for sure. Boston.
Yay!
I think with a couple of breaks here or there, you can give Philadelphia a nod. And then in the Western Conference, I believe Denver. I believe Golden State. And my last team on the outside chance that, if not barring a miracle, I think probably Memphis.
Memphis. Memphis is last, respectfully. I don't want to. I'm not a fan of Memphis. I don't think they're good enough, Dex.
Mike might have went out talking.
Oh, am I good now? Testing. Testing.
Yeah, you good now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Rap God said my thoughts on Bronny. listen, we all know that Bronny is a super celebrity. He's the son of the current GOAT of the NBA, who
Stop
is
it.
walking on the courts, who is walking on the courts as a billionaire, not off the court billionaire. He is on court billionaire. That is a miracle in itself. I mean, that is marvelous. From sackcloth and ashes all the way to a platinum crown while you still bouncing that ball. That's that type of achievement is remarkable. So I cannot laugh or slight LeBron, regardless of his
I
journey,
will.
by him being an on-court billionaire. That is super in itself. Now, when it comes to Bronny, we all know the expectation for Bronny is very high at the league. Bronny is expected to come and chaperone a new wave of entrepreneurship. He got information from his dad. He has information continuously from Clutch Sports. And that information is intimate because Bronny is not on the outside looking in at Clutch Sports. He's on the inside looking out. I mean, he is firmly fixed as a gyro in that circle. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being LeBron's son and being an All-American in high school, playing in a McDonald All-American game and overshadowing everybody there, not based on who your dad is, but based on what you actually did out on the court in this
You there, Dex? You there, Dex?
contest,
Oh, okay.
which his daddy have forbade, which his daddy have eluded, which his daddy had escaped.
You know what? There's nothing much I can say about Bronny, and I'm gonna be honest. Outside of me being a basketball fan,
Most media, not all, but most media. They wanted him to have a smooth sailing because they needed a savior for the NBA, and they already chose him. So a lot of the media shaved his his flaws.
right,
So Bronny is going to come in under some of that same objectivity and some
right,
of that same subjectivity because he's the son of LeBron. You follow
right.
what I'm saying? And I just believe that when Bronny comes into the league, he's going to be prepared. And most people in the league is not going to try to treat him like trash, like they treated Lonzo. You follow what I'm saying? Not all, but some NBA players, because they expecting Bronny to take the NBA financially to new heights if he can do it. That's what I think the expectation is. I don't think it's so much of his skill set and his dominance. I just think that they expect him with his celebrity and his star status or superstar status to take the NBA to a global height by being the son of LeBron. That's what I think the NBA is gearing Bronny for. Where with Lonzo, Lonzo was a conundrum. It was somewhat financially complex because here you go trying to promote a new, fresh face, that prototype of tall, slender, aggressive aggressive defensively point guard who's going to play the position the way it was meant to be played by Dr. Nate Smith, and not this ultra alternative point guard position. And
Right.
Fox was a diametrically opposite of Lonzo. So that was a good comparison. Fox, Lonzo, coming into the league, dark skin, light skin, you know what I'm saying? Kentucky, UCLA. So that rival dynamic was perfect for the NBA. But what happened, Lonzo just happened to get under a terrible, terrible directional coach with very, very little skills and development that hampered Lonzo. So Jerry Fox had the better of that because the coach that he was under allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do. And of course, they didn't mount up to nothing, but he still was able to do what he wanted to do. So now
Right.
that Darian Fox maturation is at the point that is now, you plug and play with good players around him, and then you still get that aggressive Darian Fox because it never was taken from him, and he can flourish. Whereas with Lonzo, his dad was on one end, the big baller brand was on one end, so it was a colliding of two worlds with promoting Lonzo in that prototype of point guard, and the big baller brand being a financial entity in itself, and it was growing, and and the big baller brand represented opposition to some aspects of those who was already fixed with the NBA, and also representing some aspects of opposition to the way the collegiate basketball sports program was ran. And we know that collegiate sports basketball was the pipeline to the NBA. So there was a lot of conundrum and perplexity dealing with the Lonzo Ball dynamic. So LeBron and his son don't have that. LeBron don't have being diametrically opposed to certain aspects of the NBA per se.
Right.
So he got to.
I don't know. Real quick, you still there, Dex? Dex probably went in the Matrix a little bit. You there, Dex?
Yeah, can you hear me speak?
Yeah, you went in. You went in the Matrix a little bit. You kind of went in and out. The
Oh,
last part.
okay. Well, I was saying the machine that was backing LeBron, that was behind
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, most definitely going to be the same machine backing
That
LeBron.
back run. Right. I'm gonna say this about LeBron. I respect him as a man. I respect what he does. The ability to be a billionaire, Dex, and be able to pass that on to your children, right, is a very big deal. Every man thrives to be that. So him as a man and a professional basketball player is nothing but respect for LeBron. In my opinion, Dex, Bronny can be as good as he wants to. What I did like is Dex that he changed. He actually changed Bronny. Bronny actually changed his name, right? Because if we're being honest, Dex, as Bronny could be as good as he wants to, but I don't think Bronny should focus on trying to be the next LeBron. You know, he should focus on being the best Tim he could be, and see how that happens and see how it works, right? When you look at the father son duos of the world, the Ken Griffey's and Ken Griffey Juniors, you know, Ken Griffey Jr.'s father was a good baseball player, right? And he was at the peak of his career when you talk about the Griffey family in baseball, right? So hell, even the Mannings, you know, those two, Peyton and Eli, you know, so all matured to be something. So I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, Toxie, are you there? Because I can't. If you talking, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm still there. I got one last thing to say, then I had to drop off and let my phone charge. Um, Archie Manning and Peyton, that's another good example. So I think if Bronny just be Bronny, right, the world will be. I think he'll definitely, he'll definitely be the best. So on that note, Dex and Dex, you got to get up out of here. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. Shout out to the chat. I gotta go record these. I gotta record the first episode of my podcast, UTB with Toxic T. So stay tuned to that. And I'm gonna see you later, Dex. Stay safe.
But you can always also add the Boones. You can also add the Berries. So father son dynamic that was.
Yeah, the bonds. You also add the bonds and stuff, right? So yeah, that's true. So I'm out of here, y'all. You stay
But
safe,
those
Dex.
okay,
Pay homage, y'all, and I'm see y'all later on.
okay, and those in performance and fanfare and business, finance, and things of that nature. But their dad did still lay a foundation for them to springboard off of. So regardless if they was among the elite or not, the name reverberated throughout the league in which they participated in and made an avenue for the sons to come through and bust up the whole block. But the dads that were elite in the upper echelon of competition, their sons didn't really mount up to a hill of beans. So that's a heck of a dynamic to have. And in contrary, at the edge of it, because even though all played their respective sports, but all didn't achieve the status of their dad if they was elite, or they eclipsed their dad because their dad wasn't elite and was average, and the sons came through to eclipse them. So a lot of times, what happens is the son wants to be better than the dad. That's just how the ecosystem of sports work. If you have father-son dynamic, or even big brother, little brother dynamic, but let's just stay on father-son dynamic. The son wants to be better than the dad, and if the dad is in the upper echelon of the committee, then it's hard to eclipse that, and sometimes the child gets burnt out on the way to the sun to become a shining star himself.
Hey, hey, and Dex, I got to agree with you on that end, because I look at the LeVar Balls of the world, and I also look at the Deion Sanders of the world, and I also look at the Floyd Schofields Juniors of the world, and I see how they handling theirs, and I see how even with the Ball family show they did when they was doing all that. LaMelo had made a statement, right? And he had told his father that his father was setting him up for failure. But that didn't turn out to be the case. You know what I mean? And
No, not his father. His father, he didn't address that to his dad. He addressed that to the cameraman.
no,
No. Yeah.
he told his father that he told LeVar that he was setting him up for failure.
Mm-mm.
That to the cameraman. I don't think you were
No.
talking to the cameraman. Matter of fact, I know he was talking to the cameraman.
When they was in that garage when the Melo was talking about big booty brand.
Yeah, right.
No, that was the cameraman because the cameraman panned the camera over to him.
Oh, okay. Oh, he said
and they were joking. Him and the cameraman was joking.
Oh, okay.
So Melo went a little overboard because LeVar and Allen was out there talking, and LaMelo was in the back of them.
Right.
And so him and the cameraman was, going back and forth with their little, because he knows the camera.
Right.
So that's what LaMelo was talking about. You set me up for failure because you joking with me, and then when I say what I say, you paying the camera, and now my dad hears it, and now he's upset because you put it on camera and it's on the show.
Right. And then that
wasn't for LeVar.
I'm glad you straightened that out for me. Now I understand that now, because I was going years and years thinking that was the case with that he said that. But then I go right back to what I was saying again. It goes right back to the Deion Sanders of the world. It's like with his children. He's setting his children up to be doing right and do things in order, because they ain't all gonna be playing professional football. Ain't gonna make their father with that. So it's certain aspects about his father and that they can use and that they can grow on as far as the media type things just go. As far as even with his daughter, with her playing out there in Colorado, she can always step her game up and be great too, just like he is. Especially with the one out there, the one that looked like him, not the junior one, but the other one, Shalimar, whatever his name is, but
Shallow.
Yeah. Yeah, he can do the same thing. He can go off into that mountain part of the thing, because I don't see him going with a whole lot of aspirations about playing in the NFL. I really don't see that. But what I do see is father Deion Sanders' children taking part into his thing. They're making them successful. So therefore, he sets them up not for failure, but set them up for life. You understand me? So it goes right back, and it goes right back to my last but not least. It goes right back to Floyd Schofield Jr. and his son. He's setting his son up so this son can be the most successful fighter in the world. And look at Floyd Merriweather and how successful he is as far as his financial situation goes. That young boy can topple that 10 times. Just imagine, and that's what I imagine for them. Dex. Go ahead, back to you, Dex.
Yeah, it comes to speak about Floyd Mayweather. He is the richest athlete now, surpassing Michael Jordan.
Yep.
So, yeah, so it's a lot of hard work in that. And like I said, even though the media cast his last exhibition as a farce and fiasco and financial debacle, that was not true. So that's how you can say, that's how you can know that the media do not be 100% objective, because he hit 190 million in that last exposition, and that enabled him to eclipse Michael Jordan as the richest black athlete in the United States.
Yep. Yep. Like it in them. And I knew it's gonna get richer now. But yeah, Jack, that's what it is, though. And then you would think the same things about Michael Jordan children, but they didn't grow up playing basketball. They didn't grow up with that kind of talent to be able to go
I
to.
think one of them did. One of Michael Jordan's sons did play basketball.
Not, both of them played college basketball. They didn't
Uh
go
huh.
to college.
Yeah. They didn't get drafted.
So
I
what?
remember that one. Guard that played at Penn State. His name was actually Michael Jordan, and they thought that was Michael Jordan's son at one time.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
he's
well,
not.
that's the closest they went to the NBA. Yeah, but that wasn't the cards. It ain't always in the cards for superstars, children.
Yep.
But
But would
exposure
you?
is what get you there, though. All you need is all the exposure. If you get early exposure, that chances that makes your chances of going into the NBA that much more better.
Yep. But Uncle Vern, what do you think about this Kyrie thing? You think Kyrie is serious of leaving Dallas and exploring free agency? And
I,
you know, if he goes free agency, the Lakers going to go all out to him.
right. I know he's serious about leaving, and I know the Lakers are serious about getting him also. Yeah, I know they're serious, and I think that's where he's going to. But I don't see. Well, it's easy gonna be. Hey, I'm just like this. You can't help but he going into a situation, Jack. He can't help but win because right now he got LeBron, which is whom he's familiar with, and he got AD. You know, he got something they didn't have in Cleveland when he played with LeBron James in Cleveland. They didn't have no AD type player like that. It should be easy for him to win with the Lakers. And if it ain't, it's a problem. And it have to be an internal problem. He can't help but win.
So you expecting if Kyrie becomes the newest Laker,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that the Lakers will win a championship, not just be favored, but actually win a championship?
Actually win a championship. Yeah, I see that. The hardest part is going to be keeping AD happy after they get Kyrie.
I think AD wants another championship at all costs, so it won't be believed that that was just a bubble championship, and that's the only championship that players participated in that didn't give their full energy, because a lot of them didn't want to be there. They didn't have their fan base, so it was an easier role for whoever won it. And a lot of players probably feel that that bubble championship is not authentic enough to hold on and attach it to a legacy.
Right, I agree. I agree
So
because I throw it up in people's face. I'm throwing it up in people's face all the time when I'm talking against the Lakers. Yeah, I
So I
throw.
think AD wants to win at all costs a regular championship and don't have an asterisk next to championship.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dex. I hope so. But I was just looking at AD his posture and everything after that Westbrook situation was over with. After they immediately got rid of Westbrook, he was trying to figure out this team he got playing with him now. He wasn't happy about it. He wasn't a happy camper. He was just trying to figure him out. And I hope if they don't win, I hope if the Lakers don't win the championship this year, which they got a good chance of not, that he won't carry that attitude going to next season.
No, I think AD, the only thing that hurted AD while Westbrook was present as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers is that he saw Westbrook buck LeBron James. And that you don't want to show. See, this is not what the Lakers really wanted. They thought Westbrook can come in and integrate himself with LeBron and ingratiate himself, and they go and play, tremendous basketball. But that didn't happen. Westbrook was a Taurus.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? And he was bucking some of the aspects of LeBron and Darvin Ham. You know what I'm saying? He was being basically a knucklehead. And you don't want your young team that's under LeBron to see him being challenged by somebody that is not really on his level. But Westbrook felt comfortable doing it because he's an LA native. He figured, this is my city. I know Nipsey. This is my city. I mean, you know what I'm saying? All the big wigs in LA, I fuck with. You come from somewhere else. You by way of. You follow what I'm saying? And you a Midwest guy or Mid-East guy. This is my birth of origin. You feel me?
Yeah.
As a human. So a lot of things that was going on, Russ and LeBron was bumping heads, and a lot of that was not so much on the court issue, but off court issue, dealing with sponsors and advertisers. Because Russ thinking, I'm leaving this red clay, right? I got all the sponsors out here in Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? I built an empire out here. Now I'm transferring the empire back to LA, like LeBron transferred his empire from Cleveland to LA and became quadruple more successful in LA than he was in Cleveland off the court. So that paved a roadmap for Russell and his brand, because Russell has a lot of business ventures in LA, Anaheim, in Southern California market. I'm talking about tremendous business that's very successful. So he think he can transfer that and translate that, and you couldn't get past LeBron. So any avenue that was cracking open, that offer comes to LeBron in his camp, and then the rest goes to the residue Laker members. You see what I'm saying? And Russell didn't understand that aspect. So this is where the bickering and biting comes in at. Backstabbing, you follow what I'm saying? My people that's already established here in LA in the business arena, you follow what I'm saying? Trying to throw dirt. Like I'm a native, and you guys fucking with this cat, and he ain't native. Shit like that. So it was a lot of off-court issues, a lot of locker room issues with people not speaking to each other because they're getting missed out on $40 million deals, $15 million deals, $10 million deals, $8 million deals. That adds up. Because if you got LeBron in the room, who's going to suck all the air out the room, who's definitely the 800-pound gorilla in the room, and then you got others that are stars as well, when it comes time to solicit their activity, you're going to go with LeBron. If he's in the room, if I'm in the room with LeBron, I'm going to LeBron. If you're in the room with Obama, if you're in the room with Trump, most likely you're going to go to Obama because you think he's way better for business than Trump. Not saying Trump ain't good for business, but his limitations based on his political stance and his controversial.
Right. You ain't coming.
You don't want that in your business if you don't have to have it. So you're going to go to Obama because Obama's smooth all the way across.
Right.
Whether you're on a conservative or liberal, everybody appreciated Obama. You don't get two terms as president and you ain't appreciated on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
You know
yeah, I hear you. You right. Yep, you right. Yeah.
It's a choice.
You still there? Okay. You coming in and out.
Oh, I'm sorry. He could still compete with AD, and so that became a struggle. So now, his petulance started to grow and grow and grow until the Lakers got fed up, and it became the straw that broke the camel back. Is when they had that argument during LeBron heightened of passing Kareem for the all-time leading scorer in the NBA.
Right. Yeah, they didn't like it. You sat down on the bench and they paid no attention. They weren't even considering it.
With your indifference, oh no, you got to go, buddy, at all costs. And the NBA helped push that out. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Utah, let's go. You're gonna make this move because we gotta get Russell out of there. LeBron's our guy. LeBron's our guy. He's been great for the league for I don't know how long. We're not gonna let this pestilence overcome LeBron and overwhelm what he's got going. Whether the Lakers win or not, that's irrelevant. They want LeBron to be untarnished as long as possible because that's the money's coming in, and the money's coming in globally. It's just not coming in from LA.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you become a global brand. See, Russell Westbrook is a local brand. He's not global like that.
Right.
Anthony Davis is a local brand. But LeBron is a global brand. And when you become global, you basically, to some degree, untouchable. Because too many people got their hands in the cookie jar that want you to succeed. So now the competition comes global, and not the competition not just coming local. So the outreach is stupendous.
Yeah, I agree.
It's descendants of slaves to become globally accepted unless they have their hands in it. And this is why when we look at the big baller brand going global or being going global, that's when shit gets shaky.
Yeah. Yeah. Outside. Yeah. Outside influence.
That was an uphill road for Russell Westbrook, Uncle Brian.
That was a what now?
It was an uphill road for Russell Westbrook.
Well, I agree. I agree. Uh, I think after he had left, well, even when he was, I think after, let me think this though, what I think that when KD had left the Thunder when he was there, everything else was uphill for him because he had to be the one that was in charge. Even when he was out there in Houston with what's his name with Harden, he was the one that they wanted to kick over the rails. Not really Harden, it was him. But he could sit up there and take it from Harden like that. So he had to play second fiddle. He good at playing second fiddle, but when it comes to counting on him and holding his own, it's hard for him to hold his own because it showed that with the Lakers. It's coming to a point now he can't even hold his own. You too many flaws in this game. And I don't understand that. If that was the case, I'm gonna tell you something though. See, this is what don't make sense to me. I'm gonna tell you something. Remember they had that experiment going out there in Philadelphia, right? The two young boys. And what Akeem, but not a BMB came through it. But what's the name? I didn't come through it because they were trying to mask his weakness, and they didn't get him to make him work on his weakness. So they just masked. And right now, it's hurting him right now today because of the fact that he can't shoot. He can't shoot a jump shot. He can't shoot the outside, not the jump shot, but he can't shoot the outside shot. And he got trouble with his free throws. And that's due to his what's the name? His confidence. The lack thereof in him shooting. He don't want to put no work in. He don't want to put work in. That's what sets his game up. He don't want to put the work in. Everything else he was doing came simple. He learned all that when he was in high school and grade school.
And who are you referring to?
Because he didn't learn nothing in LSU because he wasn't there long enough.
Who are you referring to?
Ben Simmons.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't learn nothing at LSU. He didn't learn nothing nowhere. Everything he learned was in high school, and he didn't learn how to shoot a jump shot there. You understand? And he refused to learn anymore. Why? Even with that experience that was going on with the experiment, that what they call it, not experiment. What did they call that? The when them two together, they was trying to make it. What was it? I forgot what they called it, but it didn't work out. Yeah, the process. Yeah, the process. Yeah, the process didn't work out. Process should have been trying to shoot some free throws and some jump shots, but they wasn't working on it. So they tried to mask it. And it took other teams almost 3 to 4 years in the league for them to figure out just how they could stop it. I don't know. But the NBA is weak to me, Dex. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. The NBA is so weak, it's pitiful. It takes them too long to catch on.
Well, this one got Michael Jordan in trouble as an owner because Michael Jordan was placating the old stereotype of you have to earn it, you have to take time, you have to get behind a veteran, and things of that nature. But Michael Jordan said that publicly. That wasn't something the NBA wanted to echo. Those sentiments they had to separate themselves from because the NBA was gearing to allowing a lot of these young players that are drafted high in the lottery the opportunity to explore in full bloom mode their skill sets without being hampered or interrupted with. The only thing the NBA did accept when it came to these young men coming in at a high draft pick was to develop them. You know what I'm saying? That was the narrative to develop them, not hold them back. Holding them back ain't developing nothing.
Right.
And so Mike got in trouble for that. And then when they look at the Charlotte Hornets and see that you ain't developing nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this holding back method is so outdated and archaic that you turning the NBA back into the Stone Age.
Right.
And so that got him in trouble. And then when they start to really look at what was going on with Charlotte, and now Mike have to constantly open up his books according to match his statement, they start to see that the Charlotte Hornet was very financially lucrative and prosperous, but at the same time, the organization was shrinking as far as wins. And then, you could say Borrego won more games every year as a coach. So that's is a mark of improvement. But that's not what the increments of improvement the NBA was looking for. When you getting these high drafts and you drafting players that you know is not going to be good.
Yeah,
So you cheating. You circumventing the full narrative of the NBA. You drafting players you know you can't put out on the court right away. So you can not have to pay a large sum of money. And basically what he was doing was fraud. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There was a lot of fraud going on. So he drafting players that when their rookie extension is over, he don't have to pay them because they haven't done nothing. He can lowball them constantly or cut them, trade them, shoot them out the door. And when he trade them for even lesser pieces of talent. And so this was going on and on. Kimball Walker got tired of it. You follow what I'm saying? And Kimball Walker tried to play the game. Okay, we ain't winning, then pay me. If you want me to stay, pay me. He didn't want to do that. He didn't want to win, nor did he want to pay the best talent that he drafted. And Kimball Walker was a draft pick. He didn't acquire Kimball Walker through off-season acquisition. He was inherited through that organization. And he still didn't want to pay that. And so when LaMelo came and they start talking that wait your turn, get behind veterans, and be ready in 2 to 3 years. That's not the motto of the NBA. The motto of the NBA is to push out the old and ascend the young. And if you coming in with talent like a LaMelo Ball, there's no way he should be waiting behind nobody. As a rookie, he's the best player on your team. And now look at it. Look at Mike. Look at the situation he got himself into with all this fraud that he was doing, cheating the NBA.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was like a scam.
Yeah.
When you look at it, that was like a cold scam.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Yeah. They trying to go after that young boy. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get that young boy so he can sell a team.
I don't think they need anybody out the draft to 17. What they got with Mark Williams and LaMelo Ball, to some degree, PJ Washington, and if Miles Bridges is eligible to come back in a reasonable amount of time, they have a 4-man core.
Yeah. They're gonna need more than that, Jack.
I know they're gonna need more than that, but I'm saying, but you got something to start with. It's not like you're starting from scratch
Right.
because
Exactly.
those players are good enough to compete. And we're looking at it without the LaMelo Ball, without Miles Bridges. The Charlotte Hornets are still beating some quality teams at quality times of the season, in which the teams that they're beating is not trying to lose or trying to take the night off because they're trying to get themselves positioned in the playoffs. So those are quality wins for the Hornets. And if they can keep up that kind of competitive edge, and with the return of LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges, do you know how there would be a mid-level playoff team? And that's what Michael Jordan don't want. You don't want that. He don't want them to win. You don't want them to win. I'm telling you, it's obvious.
That's what it seemed like. I agree with that. And I don't, like I said, I don't understand why. Like I said before, I told you 1,000 times, Michael Jordan was playing 500 balls. Or having his team play 500 balls.
Because that would get him into a play-in. That's a tease. And see, Mitch Kupchak shouldn't have never got the okay for Michael Jordan to release a pressure saying that LaMelo Ball exceeded all expectations and he expedited the process a little faster than we expected.
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the hell on. He expedited the process a little faster than you expected, not the fans, but you. So that means that you would sabotage your own team at the expense of fanfare,
right,
to justify your ego that's attached to the process.
Right.
We can't move too fast. If we move too fast, now we're going to have to pay more players because that's more production. We're going to have to.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes against his so-called plans, but he's saying his plans is that what you just said, but
we want to be better than Chicago Bulls. You follow what I'm saying? We want to be better than some of these mid-level teams or teams that was in our diaspora.
Yeah.
Where we were. They don't have Kyrie and Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant. See, this is what fans will start to do when players start being they're moving and a lot of mobility going on, and yet you ain't did nothing. You think that's by accident? They didn't do nothing but pay Mason Plumlee and pay Kelly Oubre. You understand what I'm getting at now?
Yeah.
And so somebody in that organization knows basketball. Somebody in that organization knows there needs to be a change at the top. Regardless of Michael Jordan's hands were tied at certain aspects of his ownership.
Right.
But you got to put names out. You know what I'm saying? You got to fake the funk all the way then. You got to put names out. We're going after this person. We're going after this person. We're putting our resources to get this person. Not saying that the person will come, but you ain't even doing that.
Right. They ain't put the resources out to get him.
Yeah, you go put all your resources behind a broke up Gordon Hayward. What a
Right.
travesty.
Yep. And they point to going after him is because he's a veteran. That they need that help with that position.
But Gordon Hayward is a different kind of veteran. He's not the raw veteran that you need when you have a young team that in developmental stage.
Right, exactly.
Gordon Hayward's not going to rah nobody. Gordon Hayward is a guy who's going to take his suitcase, and inside the suitcase, he's going to have all his notes that he needs to be successful in that game. And he's not going to shake nobody's hand on the way to the office. He's going to just walk to the office with his suitcase and get in the office and do the best he can do. That's Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
I don't knock that, but that's just not the type of aptitude or attitude you're going to need to insert in the Charlotte Hornets organization, which that kind of young talent pool. You need rah. If the coach is not rah, Borrego wasn't rah, then you're going to have some players in there rah. And the only player that I can think of at the moment that was rah in that space was Miles Bridges.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only one I can think of too. And maybe Kelly Oubre, but that he wasn't around then at that time though.
Yeah, he wasn't around then.
Yeah. Or what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? The other one. What is his name? The off guard, the shooting guard.
Nah. Cherry is selective with his rah.
Uh,
Only when he ain't getting what he wants, he might speak out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He might banish some banter. But if Terry's getting his shots and he's doing his thing, he ain't saying nothing. He's jumping in the bushes like Allie wishes. So he don't care about what the rest of the team is doing.
Right.
And nobody's not gonna pay attention to that old light skinned ass pretty boy, the Martin twins. Nobody ain't paying attention to them because all they doing is worry about how their hair is braided every night.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So Miles get the kudos, but what was wrong with Miles is that Miles' ascension came at the same time LaMelo Ball got on the team and they start practicing together. And LaMelo Ball asked his brother Lonzo, "How do I feed Miles?" And Lonzo said, "Shit, just throw it up there. He can get it like Zion."
Right. Yeah, exactly.
In tournament. So Lonzo was familiar to how Miles, buddy. He's familiar how Miles can get up.
Oh yeah.
And then you got the birth of Airbnb, and now Miles have some kind of assertion because he wants to win. Because remember, Miles was fighting to get playing time.
Right.
When Gordon Hayward was there, he's playing behind PJ Washington and Gordon Hayward, and him and LaMelo are the first two to come off the bench.
Right. Exactly.
So they developed that chemistry, and ever since then, history has a different explanation point at the end of it. And even James Borrego, to his frustration, because now that created a perplexing situation, or to some, a conundrum. But in reality, he shouldn't have had no conundrum because these two tandems, LaMelo and Miles, were better than the tandem of Terry and Gordon or PJ and Gordon or whoever or Devontae Graham, and Gordon. Any two tandem that was on that team at that time, LaMelo and Miles were greater, not better, greater than the tandems that they can put together outside of those two. It wasn't even comparable. It wasn't even comparable.
Right.
And that's why their ascension became so celebrated. They start plastering them all over social media, all over the media. So that telemetry contribute to their trajectory. And James Borrego, unbeknownst to him, he allowed it to become a conundrum. When they should have said, "Oh no, Mike, this is what's going on. Nick, this is what's going on. These boys have to be out there." And like I said, it only took an injury to get LaMelo out there on that court. It took an injury to get Miles out there in that court as starters. And once they started, it was no looking back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, especially with Melo. I'm waiting for Jello to get in like that too.
Now, speaking about Jello, that's a whole nother monster.
Yeah, I already know. Already know.
The one thing I appreciate about D'Angelo is that he's continuing in the pace that he started. He hasn't let up one bit. And once D'Angelo get his feet in the NBL, and he's going to swell. He's going to thrive. And the same thing that happened to other coaches that try to hold the ball boys back, that damn Jordan Sternkamp will be fired. Mark my words, Uncle Vernon. As soon as Jello get over there and start doing what he do and the fans go nuts, Sternkamp will be fired.
Who is he, the coach?
Of the Greensboro Swarm.
Oh, okay.
Because how can you have that kind of talent up under you, night in and night out, and you don't showcase it? That means that you don't have an eye for talent. So is Jordan Sternkamp, is he going to tell, is he going to spill the beans that Michael Jordan was puppet master and Mitch Kupchak conspired to hold D'Angelo back based on a LaMelo Ball contract negotiation for his rookie max extension on the final place where you're gonna put the comma?
Right.
Is Jordan Sternkamp going to say that? Of course not.
Hey, unless it just come down to that conspiracy issue about Lonzo not signing up with Charlotte. So they gonna put Jello on they gonna put him on that not they gonna put him on ice. They gonna put him on that what's the name, hot ice. They got him on hot ice.
I don't even think you can blame Lonzo because basketball is a business and they gave their number for Lonzo talent and Lonzo refused. The Bulls gave their number for Lonzo talent and Lonzo accepted.
Right.
So if the Charlotte Hornets really wanted him, then they had to give him what his value was in the market.
Exactly.
And they refused to do it.
Yeah.
So you can't blame Lonzo for Jello's situation.
No, I
because
wasn't blaming Lonzo. I was saying that that's what solid deal was. That's what they put out. They
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm speaking to. You can't blame Lonzo for that. You know what I'm saying? For not taking their deal. Because you lowballed them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a business. So you still got Jello in your camp to recoup some of the money that you was willing to give Lonzo.
Right. You know,
and they didn't see it. They didn't see it.
It comes down to all that energy they had with Jello at first in the beginning. Now they still ain't got that same kind of energy.
Now listen to this, Uncle Bert. Let me give you another tidbit. If you were so much on a budget and you trying to balance this budget, that you didn't offer Lonzo what his market value was, or if the Bulls overvalued Lonzo in the market. However
Right.
you look at it, the numbers are out there. Then you should have gave Lonzo his money, and as a reward, listen to this. As a reward for giving Lonzo his money, you got LiAngelo for free.
Right.
You didn't have to pay nothing. No, you don't have to pay his. You didn't pay his insurance. You didn't pay his draft works out. You didn't have to pay for his travel. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
You didn't have to do nothing for LiAngelo. You got him free.
Yeah,
You got a bag of oranges for free,
Uh-huh.
and yet you don't want to open that bag of orange that you got for free.
No.
So if you'd have paid Lonzo a little more than you expected to pay him, you still got the other ball brother for free. So it balanced out.
Yeah.
And they didn't have enough sense to do that.
No, they didn't. They didn't want to think of it like that. I think they thought, oh, they looked at it. No, I think this is how they look at it. That they say, look here, we'll offer you 18 million. Yeah, we'll offer you what? Not 18 million. Yeah, we're 18 million a year. We'll offer you somewhere in the range of 70 something odd million, 75 million. You understand me? And then we'll take the other little money and give it to put it on Jello's contract. So we talking with that. We talking, you know, you might be making $18 million a year.
You only have to pay Jello $1 million. That's it.
Right.
$1 million.
Right.
To get him on your roster, and pay Lonzo whether 19 or 20, like he's getting, maybe not the 21, but 19 or 20, and you would have had all three ball brothers. But you can't give Lonzo 14.
No. No. Yeah, well, they wanted to. They thought they would hope they could, but like I said before, that wasn't gonna work out. But it didn't work out anyway. But one thing they didn't do, they didn't cut off their nose to spite their face. If they'd have let Jello go, that'd have been cutting off their nose just to spite their face. You know what I mean? So that's what the deal was. But they showed some mercy to just keep them holding on.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what it is, Dak. That's what it is. So, you know, it's gonna be the same way. Gonna be the same way for a minute now until they get back and start changing things in the NBA. I'm looking forward to it. I can wait.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. But things go on, like you know, like I told you before. I try to find other things to hold my interest until that time comes. You know what I mean? And hopefully those two things right there, those two entities, find themselves to come together.
Yep.
Because Lonzo got to remember, he can do more than just play basketball. He's a hell of a rapper.
Yep. But I think he'd rather play basketball than rap.
I'm already knowing. I start getting some studio time while I got some time on my hands. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with utilizing time because you just don't want to sit out around the house all day. That makes your significant other upset with you because you're always around the house and everything else. You want to stay busy. You want to be doing something. Well, instead of, calling yourself recuperating, you've been recuperating for a long time. You know what I mean? So you want to find something else to do to stay busy with in between that recuperating thing. It ain't like you trying to sit up and have babies.
Right.
Or have some more of them. You know what I'm saying? So that comes to be a problem within itself too. But that's how life takes care of it. But in the meantime, what he want to do is stay busy. He want to stay relevant.
Yep.
And it ain't hard. It ain't hard to drop a couple of bars. Somebody might say, "Look here, so I want you to go in on this."
Bad Bunny. What about Zoe? What about Zoe and Bad Bunny get together?
Who?
Bad Bunny.
Who is that?
That's a musician, an artist, a singer, a rapper.
Oh yeah. Oh, Oh, I know he can go better than
He's
that.
like the biggest right now.
Hey, Dex, I'm gonna tell you he can go better than that. What's his name? Deion Sanders' son, Deion Sanders Jr. He rap, and he got a nice album out too. But that ain't the point, though. This is the point of this. Him and Zoe can get together and make a song called "Billionaire Babies," and it'll sell like it ain't nothing. And the reason why I say that is because on Deion Sanders Jr. Platform, he can play his own songs. So him and Zoki make all kinds of songs, and they'll be playing it, doing all the time. All these people looking at him, because he can play his own stuff. He can't play nobody else's stuff, but he can play his all day, every day, and twice on Sundays.
Yeah, I think they got a studio at the Big Baller Brand Mansion. I think they got a recording studio.
I know, but yeah, but I'm just saying, like I said, Zoe be the one to be doing the rapping, and then they both children of famous men. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they got a lot of viewers. See, they got a lot of. One thing about it, Jack, if you look at the internet like this, you look at it like I know, they got a lot of viewers. So it'll be people that's interested in what they do, even with Jello. A lot of people want Jello. The internet wants Jello to go out there to Colorado with not Deion Sanders, with LeBron James' brother. I mean son.
Right.
They talking about that. They talking about him going over to what's the name? Going to Russia, not Russia, but what is the name of that place they were talking about going?
New Zealand.
Yeah, right, down under, right, New Zealand, right. They talking about doing that. So I'm saying they relevant. Their name is relevant now. You want to strike while you're relevant because you don't want to go into something being irrelevant and not knowing what your future is going to dictate. They know they're going into surgery because they say Jello going into surgery also.
Shout out Jessica. Shout out Slim Can Hoop. Shout out Trent. Of course, shout out Marquez, Talk to T, Rap God, Reloaded.
Yeah.
Shout out Rico, Recap.
But yeah, that's what it is, though. Dex, anything could be up in there, but it's all about you have to be ready.
Shout out Son of Will. Yep.
Yeah,
you got to be ready. Yeah. Shout out Thunder. Yeah, you got to be ready at the drop of a dime. Yeah.
Right, and you can't say it can't happen because it's easy to happen because, like I said, not just power, but just your name alone can move things. You understand me?
Yep.
Yeah, so you ain't got to have a lot of power. Sometimes in the world, sometimes in today's world, it's both ways. It ain't always what you know; it's who you know. But right now, it's who you know too. It's more now who you know than anything than what you know. Because a lot of people know a lot of the things that you know, but you just don't know the people that can get those things rolling. You did?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not the time. It's who you know in this world, and that goes with connection.
Yep.
And then you have to be to a certain extent. You want to be relevant. So if you're relevant, then that means your name rings. Yeah, that's all it is, Dexter. That's all it is. But yeah, man, Lonzo, man. Get up out of the bed, bro. Get behind him, man. Get busy out there. You ain't got to overdo it. Yeah, get busy out there, though.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to separate yourself from that Slim Goody he got.
Well, it ain't really hard. You just don't. Hey, Jackson, I'm gonna tell you something. Jackson, I'm gonna tell you something, Jackson. Jackson, understand it because you know better than I do. Because you out in California and everything. You've been around the world, Jackson. Maybe twice. There's beautiful women all over the world, Jackson.
All over the world. But when you got one, you gotta go looking.
Well, if really what you want to do is be comfortable with what you got. But you don't want to take it and then just put it in a place where nobody else can't see it. It's like taking it and put it up on the mantle. Can't nobody see it until they come view it and everything else. You want to have a relationship where you're comfortable in.
Of course.
In this world today to be like that. Sometimes you can't, even when you got rich friends like these kind of powerful people, these people run around with, these people might be hard to stay true to you because they fans and their idols are your friends. They're out there too, and you introducing them to them, and they starstruck.
Yep.
So
but I'm just saying that if you look at his relationship, and I'm talking about Lonzo, his relationship and the things that he posts,
right?
Lonzo is normally kind of private about that situation of his life, about that aspect of his life. So by him posting and promoting that relationship with that young beauty,
Yeah.
I think he's very enamored, and he's loving every moment that he's with that young lady. You follow what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
I think that they both cater to each other based on their wants and desires, and they're a young couple and they're beautiful, and they're
But
able to
what
do whatever they want to do in the world.
but what are their wants and their desires? What is his want and his desire? What is her want?
That I don't know. I mean that I'm not in his head, but I'm only
Right.
just going by how he promotes that relationship,
Right.
because in the past he was very skeptical in putting his girl out there like that.
Right. But
Denise was different because that was his high school sweetheart. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Right. Okay. Well, like I always say, the same thing it took to get your girlfriend, it's gonna take the same thing to keep you, Jack.
Yep, we know that because
Yep.
we experienced
Right.
in love making.
Yeah.
So we understand that. And
Yeah.
then when you look at also about Lonzo in his rehab and his injury, you follow what I'm saying? I think that brings some balance to his life. You know what I'm saying? Like all is not gone and all is not forgotten, because he is a father. He has this beautiful young daughter that's basically a spit image of him, and he's in a comfortable relationship where he can just show himself having fun with the girl. I remember one
Right.
time he put up on his story where he smacked her cheek. I mean, her butt. Lonzo don't normally do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, Lonzo, you know, it's like his character is evolving, but it's evolving in a way that he's becoming more human and less robotic.
I hear you.
So I
I hear
think
you.
that's a good thing.
I hear you. I think that's a good up to. I just think it's a good thing up until a point. You understand me? That's that you don't want that like I said, it could be trouble down. It could be trouble down the line because, like I said before, if you go right back to the history of that relationship, there was another person that was involved in that relationship, and he was a star. So if then a person, if you sit up there, you look at it, it seems like you got somebody that's study chasing stars. You get what I'm saying? So
Well,
that's huh?
but see, when you see, the thing about it is, when you up in that echelon of financial responsibility, and you in that high end tax bracket, you're gonna want to deal with people that is accustomed to that kind of lifestyle. It
But
doesn't
that
matter. It doesn't matter if she was dating Rick James and then she left Rick James and then start dating Teddy Pendergrass.
right,
When I know that she was with Rick James and Teddy Pendergrass, okay, she know what time it is.
right.
So if she's available and then I go get at her, then I already know that certain things I don't got to coach her on. So that's less time that I have to spend in that area of relationship,
Okay,
and we can proceed to try to make happiness. I'm not saying it's going to work,
right,
because she could be crazy like Holly Berry. I'm not saying it's going to work,
right,
but at least you have a starting point already,
right.
because she already been in the company of various various celebrities,
Yeah.
and so I'm quite sure throughout her journey, they put up on game on what's good and what's not good. So by the time she get with me, shit, she should be well groomed.
Not necessarily so. That means you got to keep an eye on her because if she's out and about there, she could be anywhere, almost any time, taking
That
pictures
that
with any one of their mothers. So
But that doesn't mean she's out and about. It just means that her appetite for men are high end.
right,
Doesn't mean that she's out and about. Because just because you in the hood and you get a girlfriend in the hood, that don't mean that she's not out and about either, right? She could be just
right.
messing with a gang of hood niggas. You know what I'm
I,
saying? So that's just a part of the growing, that's just part of the growing pain of generating a relationship and hoping that both of y'all mesh together. You know what I'm saying? But at least you have a starting point, because like a hood dude, right? A lot of
right.
hood dudes don't like square girls because it's too much talking. It's too much convincing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying about my lifestyle. I'm hood. I do hood shit. So I need a hood girl who understands what it is. Not that she's gonna have all her marbles or she's gonna have or she's going to have everything put together. Not saying that, but you get a general reference that she has a hood foundation and she's familiar how hood should go. So you don't have to do a whole lot of explaining.
Right.
And that's why that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just in the realm of relationship. You want to get somebody that's somewhat compatible to how you perform on a daily basis.
I would say that in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, or in a husband and wife relationship also. But I would say, to protect yourself and to protect your what you come into the marriage with, you sign for nuptial.
And then you look at
fails, that'll work.
And then you look at LaMelo Ball, right?
Right.
Now, LaMelo seemed to be pretty stable in his relationship.
Right.
And LaMelo appears to be a rock star, right? But he got 2 dogs. He let his dog ride with him in his Urus, which is Lamborghini, without worried about his dog messing up the leather and shedding hair all over the place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that shows you that the human element that's in LaMelo outside of basketball is pretty stable.
Right. He's thinking about the future.
Because most guys don't have those type of dogs no way, first of all. Then if you do have a dog and you have a car that expensive, a lot of times you don't just let the dog just roam all the car. Because I didn't see no sheet coverings. I didn't see anything that protected his car from the dog.
Okay.
So that shows you that he don't allow materialistic things get in the way with his humanity. You know what I'm saying? Because he's looking at, well, it's just a car. And these are my dogs. My dogs have a spirit. My dogs have a soul. But this car ain't got no soul, no spirit, except the spirit that I put in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that shows that LaMelo have a high level of humanity. When you look at that aspect of his life outside of bouncing that peel and trying to put it in the bucket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when he has an older woman as his partner, you know what I'm saying? That shows another thing as well. He don't want no little young girl. He got too much worry about. He got him a woman that he feels that the level of maturation that they meet each other, he ain't got to coach her. You know, he ain't got to coach her. He ain't got to do that, because he's young himself. So how much do he know about really engaging in relationships and the intricacies that follows? So he get him an older woman thinking that she, more apt to be behaving.
Is that the one that's a porn star?
I don't know if she's a porn star or not. I ain't never seen her in a porn.
Which one is it? You talk about LaMelo? LaMelo dating a porn star.
Oh, right now?
I know he.
So Allie Rose, her name is.
What is her name? What is her name? Trump or something like that? What's the girl last name? Trump?
Oh no, he. I know you talking about.
What am I talking about there? Who's dating her?
But I don't know who's dating her. But I think his girl. I think his girl is Allie Rose or something like that.
Yeah, Melo's dating a porn star. You take her name up and you get her, you can go to the what's her name, and then she'll be on that. She's a porn star. I don't know if this is the same one he feels dating, but he's dating a porn star.
Yeah, I think remember he had those 2 girls, right? I remember one time he was dating 2 girls. I think one of them was, and then I think the other one just like an Instagram model.
Right, there you go. Okay, right. One of them was porn star, another one Instagram. Right, you got it. You still is right.
And the one he stayed with is the Instagram model.
Yeah. Like I said, it's prenuptial, man. On the side, on the dotted line, that get rid of everything else. That's the only way it can really too much work like that. If not, then you'll be in court. You'll be in court. Somebody calling you a deadbeat day, wanting half of your fortune. And like LeVar said, they didn't even shoot a jump shot. They still won't have.
Yeah, they didn't pass you one ball, or they didn't fetch one ball while you was in the gym. You know how you got your ball fetcher, you shooting. Somebody gonna fetch the balls, give it to you back real fast. They wouldn't even do that. They sitting in the bleachers, painting their nails and looking at Instagram.
I remember when he had a problem with Jello put that tattoo on.
Shout out to JB Ball Talk and shout out to CWE Sun Valley. It's coming down to the wire, CWE.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Dex is rough outside, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm scared to go outside, man.
Well, I mean, you just have to make up your mind how you're going to encounter your day.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you go out and don't really have a small plan, at least of how you want to encounter your day,
Right. Anything could pop up.
yeah, anything can pop up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. I know I gotta go to the door because I gotta go to the mailbox. But after
I
that,
Right. I try my best not to have spontaneous moments.
yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I was younger, it didn't matter because you always felt that you could recover from anything when you're younger. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But as you get older and you start compiling
Right.
life experiences, and in that compendium, you start to realize that you can't be reckless.
Right.
You can't be spontaneous, because you might not recover unless you just got so much money. But even that's a problem because you get caught up in any scandal, you can lose a lot of that money.
Oh yeah, right. You can. Yeah,
So
right. You sure can. The same people you gave to you can take it back from you. They
you
gonna
take it
give
back
you
from
no more. Yeah. They
you,
won't fit the rest. They won't fit the rest of them to you no more.
and so that's why you have to be very careful not to be too spontaneous, and you have to be careful on how you present your narrative because you don't want a negative narrative to overtake your positive narrative, and that negative narrative just get legs and run and be spurious all over the freaking place.
I'm
You
already
know what I'm
know.
saying?
That's when you that's when you look at it like okay, like you said about rappers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They might have come up with a bad history and the game banging and stuff like that. But then when they get the money and they start getting rich, it's like you would think they would automatically switch over to being a successful person in life. But that would be close to the case.
No, it doesn't. See, money doesn't equate for you to get civilized. You know, if you're going to
Yeah.
get civilized, you're going to need some kind of spirituality. You're going to need some kind of counterbalance to some of your awful behavior.
Right.
So
Okay.
other than that, you just be a fool with money, and we already know what the Bible says. What happens with a fool with money?
Yeah, soon departed. Fooling his money, soon departed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be somewhat scrupulous.
Yeah.
So yeah, so money is not the ultimate equalizer to a lot of our lives. You know, money could be an amplifier. In most cases, that's what money is, an amplifier to what's already within you. You know,
Yeah, you never seen this brother to be coming on the internet and to be using that catchphrase back to Africa.
no, but that's an old phrase. Back to Africa. That
Yeah,
was that was Marcus Garvey
yeah,
anthem.
but okay, right. That's the phrase. But but this guy, what he do is he try to get people to go back to Africa and invest in their land and property and stuff like that. I thought you maybe you was aware of this dude.
I don't know. So many people on the damn YouTube or podcasts, and we just one of many.
Yeah, and trying to get people to go back to Ghana, West Africa, and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ghana's a nice place,
Yeah,
but Africa, I was just scurrying through my Instagram, and I came across Revolt TV's Instagram page, and they had some visuals of various African countries.
right.
And the visuals that they put, oh my God, it was spectacular.
Yeah,
Yes, because a lot of times mainstream media wants to show us the deprecating parts of Africa,
right.
to basically to keep a lot of people away from Africa, so they can get all the riches and you don't get nothing. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Revolt TV Instagram page had a little it wasn't a presentation, but it was like a what you call that when you put a bunch of clips together?
Clip
Slide
bait.
slideshow.
Okay.
And they was showing various countries in Africa that you wouldn't even expect to be so high tech and modern.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know they had a lot of I know they had a lot of outsourcing and hiring the engineers for the infrastructure, but still, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean anything. Look what America did when it came to not hiring, but forcing people to work to build their infrastructure for free.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And but still, that you can't take away from the ingenuity of those brothers and their minds on how they wanted it to be designed. And it looked, like I said, it looked spectacular. I mean, it was awesome. And I was like, wow. I said, I need to start planning to get to some of these locations in Africa because they want you to take 1,001 shots, and I don't like that. I don't like putting needles in my body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I rarely ever get sick.
Yeah.
And then to go to these African countries, they want you to take all these different shots going in, all these different shots coming out, and it just I don't know, it's crazy.
I I try to take a flu shot every year. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's
they do a lot of stuff that discourage you to go. But if you can circumvent a lot of that and get to Africa, so be it. I just think Africa is uh, forgotten land to a lot of foundational Black Americans. There's only a few that really take pride in going to Africa, whether as tourists or commerce. You know what I'm saying? International commerce and things of that nature.
okay.
But if you can go, if you got the means, I advise you to go. I remember Ludacris back in the day shot a video in South Africa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't shoot it in no jungle though. He shot it like in a metropolitan area.
Okay.
And basically saying that he's want to give awareness that Africa is more than a third world continent. It's a lot of developing nations out there in Africa that a lot of us don't really get an opportunity to see because they don't promote it like that in the Western Hemisphere. But
How,
when you,
how familiar are you with South Africa?
I'm only familiar to the apartheid area
Yeah.
of South Africa, with the Nelson Mandela, Winnie Mandela, and all them. Listen, Sembiko,
Right.
with Botha,
Right.
with that era of apartheid. You know what I'm saying? I go back to that part of Shaka Zulu, South Africa.
Yeah. Because I realized once they came back into power, they was gonna keep it, and everything, a lot of things was gonna
Remember
change.
Bishop Tutu? You remember him? Bishop
Yeah,
Tutu?
Bishop Tutu. Yeah, right. Bishop Tutu.
Desmond? Yeah.
Yeah,
Desmond Tutu.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought things were gonna change. Once what's his name got out, and everything gonna change, get back into rule and everything else, but that ain't the case. It's
Well,
still
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you what happened with that. Once they got this, see, this is the hypocritical part of the United Nations, the G7, which is supposed to be the industrial nations of the world. When South Africa became on apartheid and Nelson Mandela rose to be their president, right? A lot of the Jewish bankers, the Jewish people that was in the jury mark start taking out their resources, start siphoning out of South Africa. And they was hoping South Africa became desolate because most times when they have done that, countries don't recover. But they calculated and they took a risk. And that calculation didn't pan out the way they wanted to pan out. And South Africa still was able to maintain, sustain its financial responsibility in the world market. And then they wanted to recoup the land that was taken from the native South Africans, not the Dutch who moved to South Africa and started having kids, because that was by genetic design, right?
Right.
That they moved to South Africa, start having kids. Now the kids were born on the soil of South Africa, so they
burgers.
consider
They call
them South
burgers.
Africans.
The burgers.
You know, right? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so they was taking land that was given to those descendants of those who came and plundered South Africa in the beginning. I mean, not the beginning, but the beginning of them reaching there, the Dutch, the Portuguese, and all those type of people that came through there and ravaged South Africa, right?
Right.
And try to say, oh, that was those other people, that wasn't us. Same sentiment we get to in the United States. See, you see how they collaborate.
Right.
That's the same we get in the United States. Oh, that wasn't us. Those are the other people. We not like them. Nah, buddy. You benefited. You inherited their sins. You inherit their sins.
Right. Exactly.
Because as long as the situation stayed the same, you became part of the conspiracy of silence. You didn't say nothing. You just kept it moving and kept flourishing under that regime. And then once the regime got toppled and Botha had to abdicate his presidency, or else it was going to be a coup, then now there's, oh, we wasn't like them. You know, we didn't do the things that they did. Why are you want to take our land? Why do you want to take the things that we have established and built in South Africa? If it wasn't for us, you would have nothing. Oh, excuse me, I beg your pardon. If we wouldn't have had nothing, then why did you come over here? If it was nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the same thing in the United States. They say the same thing when it comes to reparations, to call for reparations. Oh, it wasn't us. Why do you want us to pay? We didn't do it. Excuse me. Aren't you the descendants of those? And you continue to benefit?
Right.
Because like I said before on the stream, we didn't work for one day. I'm talking about our descendants. We didn't work for our ancestors. We didn't work for 1 day. 1 hour for free. We didn't work for 1 day for free. We didn't work for 1 week for free, 1 month for free, 1 year for free, 10 years for free, 100 years for free, nearly 300 years for free. Can you imagine how much wealth you can amass if somebody worked for you for 300 years for free?
Right. Exactly.
Just think about that. It's unimaginable.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Because if you own a building right now, Uncle Burr, say you own a bicycle building and you selling bicycles, whether Swin, Huffy, Red Line, Mongoose, it doesn't even matter. You selling bicycles. And then you got 3 employees. And you tell employees, oh man, can you work for me an hour? I won't be able to pay you for an hour. Okay, maybe so. Can you work for me for a day? I won't pay you for a day. It's getting a little sketchy. Can you work for me for a week? I ain't gonna pay you for a week. That's when you're gonna have all hell from those employees.
Oh yeah.
And then just think about a month, a year, 10 years, 100 years, 200 years, 300 years for free, sun up to sundown.
Yeah, that's
there was no
good
point.
money. Yeah, that's good money.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So add it up. Add it up. How much do you owe?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Them people came and burned down the White House. Right? In the War of 1812. They came and burned down the White House. Them damn bricks.
Yeah.
Ain't no Negro ever burned down no White House. Ain't no Negro ever burned down any political house in the United States. Not yet. The Marquis House, the White House.
Yeah.
And they have some of the best relationships with Britain right now. But yet, we had to rebuild that White House and our relationship is still shaky.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Oh yeah, real crazy. Yeah, real crazy, Jack. But but I understand because that's how life is, Dex. You know what I'm saying? It's
Well,
crazy.
actually, that's not how life is. That's how life has become.
I agree.
Because there's people living on islands, remote islands, and they don't deal with the stuff that we have to deal with on a daily basis. And they don't have as much, but they're spiritually connected with each other. So when something is needed, they band together and make it happen. If it's not needed, they're not gonna waste their energy. They're just gonna use their energy to maintain everything that is needed. But since we are in such a rapacious, appetite, greedy type mentality and paradigm, we constantly invent needs and wants just to open up a new money bag.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why
Yeah.
it come crazy.
Yeah. We going for the bag all the time.
Yeah, that's when it becomes hectic and crazy.
Yeah, chasing the bag. I hear you.
Because
Yeah.
you can travel quite well. You're gonna have poverty. You're gonna have poverty in every country. You got poverty in the United States. But they try to make poverty in the United States a choice. And we know that's really not a choice. To the degree. There's some decision in it, but it's not an ultimate choice. Because a lot of poverty in the United States is based on rules, law, and regulation that governs activity of a certain section of the American population.
Yeah.
But they go tell everybody else, oh, they that way because they want to be that way. They that way because they don't care. They that way because they unpatriotic. And that could be furthest from the truth. Because how, how many minorities you got in the military? How many poor whites you got in the military? So that could be farther from the truth. It's that way by design. And you have to be a hell of a mind to break out of that matrix and fall into a new paradigm and create a bubble within a bubble. Other than that, you're going to succumb. Because when you have a prosperous nation like the United States, you go the way it's designed, you have to have a lower class. That's what capitalism is all about. You have a lower class you feed off of. You feast off of. I ain't gonna say feed. You feast off of. And you use that lower class as a springboard to get to the next stage in financial responsibility. And sometimes people, well, I won't say sometimes, I'm being a little too nice. Most of the time, people are immoral and catapulting their way to the top. You know, they just lose their morality, and anything beneath them is used to support them in their journey. And this, a lot of this has been instilled in some of our women, and this is why there's a war of the sexes in our group. Because a lot of our women think that the men that's in their lives, especially if the man is beneath them financially, they're to be used as a catapult or springboard to get to the next phase of of financial responsibility. And then the war of attrition kicks in. Who's going to outlast him? Who's going to need him? Who's going to not need him? and that's crazy. That's why we can say it's crazy, and that's the way that it's designed to be.
And you know, like about I think like sometime last week, you had made mention about that couple, that rich people, that rich man, what's his name, Johnson and Johnson publishing company.
You talking about Bob Johnson? That's not Johnson and Johnson.
And how him and his wife when they divorced.
But that okay. Let me get something straight. Johnson and Johnson is different. They're white. Bob Johnson and his wife.
Go ahead. Okay, you right. It is Johnson. He showed
yeah, they're white. That's Procter and Gamble.
Gamble, you right. No,
but Bob Johnson, he did have hair care products and skin care products, but that was Johnson products. It wasn't Johnson and Johnson.
Well, didn't he also own Ebony magazine?
I think Ebony magazine was owned from somebody else. I don't think Bob Johnson owned Ebony magazine. I think he owned Jet. He might own Jet.
Okay, bet. Okay, I got you. I thought Jet Ebony was owned by the same people though, same entity.
It could have been a partnership.
Okay, all right.
But I think Bob Johnson owned Jet though. I think Ebony was a different entity, but it was black owned. Because you had Ebony, you had Johnson, you had Jet Magazine, you had Black Enterprise, and then there was another one I just can't think of the name of.
Okay.
It was like 4 publications. But yeah, go ahead.
No, what I was saying was the fact that when they broke up, because it was famous, it was known when they broke up that she got half his fortune. But over what, 30-year marriage?
Yeah, it was a long marriage. I know that much.
Right.
There was like royalty in the black family. You know what I'm saying? The right. Johnsons, Bob Johnson and his wife. You know, that was like royalty. You know, and then what made it so great is there was business. It wasn't like entertainment. Like now they make royalty entertainment. You know what I mean? Black excellence. It's all about entertaining that shit. You know, jumping up and down, gyrating your body. You know, put your woman out there, let her shake her ass for the public. You know, oh, that's royalty. That's black excellence. You know, the Jay-Z and Beyonce syndrome, where at one time black royalty was, like you say, Bob Johnson. I could even just use Jesse Jackson and his wife. You know what I'm saying? Reginald Lewis. You know, even Herman Cain to some extent. I know that people came to not like Herman Cain, but Herman Cain was one of those at one point before he got his divorce, and then he went to the white side. You know what I'm saying? Because Herman Cain was over all those restaurants.
Okay.
He passed now. Herman Cain died on having COVID or something, COVID related symptoms. But yeah, he kind of went a little kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But at one point, he was very successful in business. So now they consider black royalty entertaining couples. That's in the entertainment industry, not so much the business sector. Yeah. Vernon, what was that one guy named Vernon? Was it Vernon Davis? That was a part of the Clinton administration. Vernon Jordan.
Yeah.
Because he was so successful as well. And,
yeah.
You know, so he was amongst that list of black royalty. Back then, I'm talking about like back then in these days.
Yeah, politics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very successful in politics.
Yeah. Ron Brown, don't forget Ron Brown.
A lot of people say, what's his name? Bernie Jordan was a sellout.
Yeah, but regardless if he was a sellout or not, he was still a major political factor, and a lot of people went to Vernon Jordan, to get shit done. He was a liaison for some aspect of the black community to get laws passed that could be beneficial to us, like
Right.
Thurgood Marshall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, you had Ron Brown. Even though Ron Brown, some say he was murdered instead of just dying in an airplane accident. They said that he was murdered. He was a secretary of the United States at one time that dealt with all the commerce, because Ron Brown was dealing with a lot of nations that most uh, state secretaries wasn't dealing with at the time, and that was a lot of black nations because he was a black man. So you have a lot of people that a lot of people might not be aware of, and there's probably more that I'm not even aware of. You know what I'm saying? That play on the other side of the fence to try to get stuff done. And at one point there was considered Uncle Tom, because like when you read Uncle Tom Cabin, I don't know if you ever read that book in school, Uncle Tom Cabin,
Yeah.
how he had to play it a certain way to get certain stuff done. And then
Yeah.
once he got it, once he was done, I think he was based on the character in the Bible of Joseph. You play the game until you run the grain house, and then you start, distributing the grain the way you see fit. Uncle Vern? I don't know if you can hear me.
I hear you. What you say now?
Oh, I said it was. I said when you look at Uncle Tom or Uncle Tom Cabin,
Yeah.
it was kind of loosely based on the character of the Bible, Joseph, right? Even though
Right.
that's a true story, Uncle Tom Cabin is a true story.
Uh huh.
And Joseph went in as a slave. He became a favor of Pharaoh,
Right.
and Pharaoh put him over the grain house. And then
Right.
once he put him over the grain house, he was able to distribute the grain and made him the most powerful man in the land,
Right.
even over Pharaoh, because he was distributing the very thing that keep the people alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. After he
So
had already dictated he was gonna be a famine.
right, yep.
Right.
So he became a favorite of Pharaoh, and it even became more powerful than Pharaoh.
Right.
So Uncle Tom or Uncle Tom Cabin was loosely based on that. That's how he pursued his life. Being in the clutches of the slave master and things of that nature, and the way he played it until he got control of what he needed to get control of, and then he started distributing it to the very people that really needed it the most.
Right.
So he played their game until he got on top, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so Uncle Tom, the moniker Uncle Tom became a negative stigma. But
Right.
in reality, it's really not a negative stigma. They just didn't want people to follow that path. So that's why they constantly put Uncle Tom as a negative stigma, because of the method he used to get what he needed to get, and then flip the script.
Yeah.
The same thing with the spook set behind the door. You ever see that movie?
Yeah. I know what's
You ever
name.
read that book?
Sidney Poitier played in it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I know he played. I never seen him before, but I know he played in it.
hmm
No.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, that's how it be sometimes. And so by the time that we get to our generation, since they put that negative stigma on Uncle Tom, we start using it in a negative way, and it got into our DNA, and it was just passed down, passed down. So we look at you Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Uncle Tom is someone who catered to the whims of the master, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then once he gets where he needs to be, he flips on the basket. But that ain't the part that we use when we say the word Uncle Tom. We
Right.
only talk about half the journey, not the complete journey.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's where a lot of people get misconstrued at when it comes to that moniker, Uncle Tom. Now the sellout is different. That's totally different.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is. Yep, it is.
But one thing about this Kyrie situation, and in closing, because my phone is at 20%, is that I believe this was Kyrie's path all along. He just needed to get away from Brooklyn.
Yep.
And once he pried himself away from Brooklyn,
Right.
and whoever got him was going to be a 1-year rental.
Right. Right.
It was going to be like the Kawhi situation.
Right. Exactly. And he knew that going in. I didn't think for 1 minute he was going to try to win the championship with Dallas. You would have thought that's what he do just on the strength of his word alone and the conduct of his character. But hey, pertaining to his character, it seems like he doing just what Kyrie do. He ain't gonna break his neck trying to win no championship, especially in no goddamn Dallas.
Well, I wouldn't say he didn't want to try to win. I'm quite sure he want to win a championship every year, regardless where he at. But I just don't think that Dallas was his final destination for the rest of his career.
And Dex, you said that it wasn't his final destination. Of course it ain't, because he wasn't. Dang on where it wasn't gonna be no Dallas. I would argue with that. No, you ain't never lied about that.
Kyrie is very directional, so he knows exactly where he wants to go and what he wants to do. Him, Kyrie, and Phil Handy are very good partners. You know, he helps Phil Handy and some of Phil Handy's nonprofit organizational work in LA and wherever Phil Handy was. So by Phil Handy being on the Lakers coaching staff and the head coach of South Bay Lakers, I think that's an attraction in itself for Kyrie to come over to the Los Angeles Lakers and be a permanent stay.
Yeah. And I had thought about that too, because I know that thing with AD gonna be all right in LA because he's still with Clutch. And him and LeBron ain't gonna fall out that bed that he gonna want out. So I ain't gonna worry about that part. I don't see, like you said, I don't see AD leaving nowhere, go nowhere.
Man, AD got that big old house in Malibu. He got that nice jalapeno pepper sitting in his master bedroom, waiting for him every night when he's at home playing, and when the season is over with. She ain't trying to ghost up out of that Malibu mansion. I mean, that how much AD spent on that mansion? Like almost 30 million or something? 20 million? That's a lot of loot.
20 million for what now?
His Malibu mansion.
Oh, yeah.
I said that's a lot of loot.
Yeah.
To just be dropping like that. He ain't just trying to just up and leave. And that's an addictive area. That Pacific Palisade, Malibu, Calabasas, that area is over there. Even Sherman Oaks or something. It's addictive living over there. It's hard to leave that area and go somewhere else unless you want to Brentwood or Bel Air, Anaheim Hills. You know what I'm saying? Or Dana Point.
What they got planned for the Clippers? When the Clippers getting out of the forum, the old forum, when they getting out of the LA place, when they get out of there?
I think might be next year, next season, because they building that Inuit Dome. It's getting up there.
Yeah.
You know, it's being built faster than expected based on the weather of the Los Angeles area, because you can basically do construction 24/7 out here.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's not this construction in LA is not seasonal.
Yeah.
You might have a few rainy days here or there, but outside of that,
Right.
The coldest going to get on average is 50 degrees.
Mm-hmm. And that's in the deltas. I mean, not the delta, but the what's the name?
The Delta, that's Mississippi.
Yeah, I know it. That's in the what's the name? Where they be having them winds and with the winds and stuff.
You talking about Anaheim winds?
Yeah, down in
Oh,
the
Santa Ana winds.
Santa Ana winds. Yeah, down there. I think it's still in the valley, little where the valleys or something.
Yeah, but that's just you might have the Santa Ana winds for maybe 3 or 4 days straight. Take a break. Then all of a sudden they might come back for 2 days. It's not like it's a constant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Shout out to Sky. Sky, can you come on the panel and elaborate? We would love for you to elaborate on that bogus statement right there. Because all arrows is pointing to LA. He's sure not going to Louisiana.
Who was that?
Sky.
Oh. Jax, congratulations on the LSU game. Tell him that too, Dex.
So what you think, Scott?
Who was that, Sky?
Salute to you, Search and Destroy. Yeah, I'm talking to old Scott.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You talking crazy right now, Uncle Vern.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, he talk just like he walking. He walking just like he talking. I would say that about
yeah. Yeah, Sky think that Kyrie just capped.
Yeah.
That's what Sky thinks. But I'm gonna tell you something, Sky. He ain't capping. He trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
Get out of there fast.
Yeah. Yeah. This ain't the time to be in Dallas. About this time of year ain't the time to be in Dallas. Sorry.
Nope.
Luka's great. He's fantastic. He's one hell of a guy. But hey, boy, I'm telling you, they ain't breaking their necks trying to get out there with him.
Exactly. And that's what Sky got to realize. The Sky said he at work. That's right. Get that 9 to 5 in, Sky. Shout out to everybody that's at Flight Sports TV. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that subscription. And the reason why we want you to hit that notification bell, so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. And that's what we do at Flight Sports TV. We like to show you exuberant experiences. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all about. This is how we live life. You know what I'm saying? We real people do real things. We ain't out here trying to sell you no dreams. You know, this is how we're trying to do it out here. And when you link up with Flight Sports TV, we do promotions. You know what I'm saying? We try to put you out there. If you're a content creator and you're trying to expand your profile, come up here to Flight Sports TV, get on the panel, let the people hear you. Because on this panel or in this chat, your voice is heard globally, nationwide. You follow me? And that kind of expansion, you just never know who you might attach yourself to when it comes to sports talk or whatever you promote on your channel. We bring awareness to the things that you got going on. So shout out to Flight Sports TV. It's a wonderful day in this country, not the United States. I'm not in the United States. Right now I'm passport pimping. And it's a wonderful day to chill and to reflect and to relax and to restore and to get your mind right when I come back to the States for the everyday hustle and bustle and grind that we have to undertake on a daily basis, especially being a foundational black man in the United States. You know what I'm saying? They make that tour of duty double as difficult as it is for anybody else that walks on the streets of North America, and particularly the United States of America, which is the middle country of North America, up north Canada, down south Mexico. So we just want y'all to know we appreciate you for pulling up the Flight Sports TV. And if there's things that you would like to promote and you would like Flight to be a liaison or to catapult you into other realms and dimensions in this YouTube landscape, pull up the Flight Sports TV, become family, subscribe. There's no pay, but if you feel a little gifty, you can hit the Cash App, you can hit the PayPal, you can hit the Super Chat, and keep it groovy. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate any any generosity that you able to pull from yourself. We love the things that jingle. We love the things that jingle, but we prefer those things that fold, especially with the blue stripe on. So salute to Flight Sports TV, salute to you, and salute to everybody. Hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that Super Chat, and let's all enjoy an exuberant experience at Flight Sports TV. What say you, Uncle Vern?
I say the same thing, Dex. Let's all enjoy it, bro. And I echo everything you just said about the whole show, the flight, the whole thing. Yeah, I agree, 100%, Dex. Yeah. And then hit that, and I'll second that emotion. Hit that Cash App. Hit that Cash App, too, if you can. Yep.
And we should never be ashamed to solicit from our own. We should never be ashamed or feel that it's a negative to promote generosity, because what we do, we put out work. This is not something from the faint heart of the weak. To be available every single day, every single night, and even parts of the evening when something breaks immediately, whether it's morning or evening or night. We here available to you to give you and stimulate you with that information, to keep you up to date and abreast of all things sports and beyond here at Flight Sports TV. And this is why we feel very comfortable of asking our people, and I'm talking about red, white, blue, brown, purple, yellow, even the people on Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, those bases on the dark side of the moon, we reaching out to all y'all to be generous and to be a brick in the wall by putting skin in the game and contributing to Flight Sports TV, whether it's daily, whether it's weekly, whether it's monthly, or whether it's yearly. Contribute to Flight Sports TV is a badge of honor. It's not a shameful act. It's not a transgression against the law, nor is it a transgression against your spirituality. Because what we do every day is try to put forth something that you can consider a moment in time that you wish not to ever forget here at Flight Sports TV. Yeah, we can get very zany. Yeah, we can be very zealous, not jealous, zealous, based on the players that we appreciate. And we put energy behind that. And we put stakes behind that. And we plant our flag on our player that we choose to parade, whether you agree with it or not. And if you happen to disagree with it, you are welcome to come share those sentiments. You are not barred or banned if you disagree with anything we say here on Flight Sports TV. But granted, you will be challenged. And the way you will be challenged, Flight Sports TV has no stake in it. It's based on individuality in their zeal for their content. So the fervor you might receive, the passion you might receive, as a disclaimer, is individually owned. It's not a corporate Flight Sports TV action. That's why we have the legend Uncle Vern. And you see how Uncle Vern get down. Some he agree with, some he don't agree with. And what he agree with, he stands on, and what he disagree with, he stands on. You hear Rave, you hear Toxic, you hear Rico, you hear Talent Ted TV, you hear Zen Master, you hear Sky, you hear Jessica, you hear Purple Baby, you hear Unstoppable, you hear a plethora of content creators and more giving their takes and protecting their content because they are content creators. So if you feel the necessity or you feel the confidence to come here on Flight Sports TV, you are definitely welcome. And if you don't, we don't coerce you. We don't push you. We try our best not to lead the witness, but I can't guarantee you we won't. But at the same time, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience here at Flight Sports TV. And we welcome all. If you within this universe, if you a part of our solar system and beyond, you're welcome here on Flight Sports TV. But just keep in mind that when you come prepared because you're going to get a lot of content creators that come on this panel who are definitely deep and well prepared. Because a lot of times we kind of go through the shallow motion of things and we get misconstrued as being shallow. But rest assured, we can go as deep as the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean if need be. And this is why some people do get surprised when they encounter Flight Sports TV as
Still there,
they,
Jack? Okay.
yes, and they can go deep and they are very expansive in their content. So we don't want nobody to get caught off guard. We're not trying to have a I got you moment or we try to trick you or anything to get you here and try to embarrass you. That's not what we do. This is not the platform for this. But if you get here and you get those wacky takes, then expect to get blitz. If you get here and get wacky takes, expect to get blitz because Flight Sports TV can be infested with sharks and piranhas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I agree.
it's a shark infested water, so just
Oh, yeah.
rest assured.
Yeah. And even if you get on land, there's still a lot of snakes out there. So I'm telling you, even some tell you.
Chuck said he want Kyrie in Dallas. Chuck, I just think that might be water under the bridge. I just think that Kyrie is searching for grander pastures,
Right.
and he tried the Dallas and Luka situation, and it seems not to fare well. Even though Kyrie can get 40 plus points, even if Luka get 40 plus points, they cannot continue to win
Nope.
for some reason. I don't know the answer to that one because I want Kyrie to be successful in Dallas.
Yeah.
It's just something with that dynamic that's not meshing well. And
Somebody have to sacrifice, and I don't think Kyrie want to sacrifice. And I know Luka ain't. And those things you have to sacrifice. They had to do it. Scottie Pippen sacrificed. He had to sacrifice. He had to let Jordan go. Dwayne Wade did it with Miami with LeBron. You have to sacrifice. Somebody have to take the reins. It's just like somebody had to take blame too. Usually the person that take blame is the one that take the reins. So somebody got to answer the question. It can't always be a team thing when you the main player. When you the LeBron James on the team, he can't always run back to the stairs. Well, it's a team thing, it's a team thing. No, Joe, you get paid the big bucks. You the one that's in charge. The much is given, much is required. Why y'all losing like that? Why y'all lose? Why y'all do that stupid thing? So that's what it is, man.
I think a lot have to do with defense because Luka's not a defender. Kyrie is not a defender. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
exactly.
and when both of them are playing the guard position, search and destroy, that's the first line of defense.
Right,
Your guards are the first line of defense. That's why they call it the backcourt. So when teams is approaching that basket, if your guard up top is not defensive minded,
he gonna
then here
get
come
beat.
the floodgates. Right, here
Right,
come the
gonna get
floodgates. And then that put pressure on the secondary aspect of your defense, which is the front court. And
right,
ultimately put pressure on your supposed to be your main defender and stopper and of the basket, and that's your center.
right.
And these days, these players are so damn athletic. It's not like how it was back in the day where a center can damn near control shit. No, you
Yeah,
need everybody participating in the defensive strategy to slow
right,
players down, to get them off their, kilter just a slight bit, so other players can recover and get back to those positions to stop the defender at some point or slow him down at some point. And then your center can get into position to jump and challenge shots or attempts at the bucket. You know what I'm saying? But if those guys are not putting up no kind of defensive stance, then you got people running downhill at your front court.
right.
And that's putting people in foul trouble. And people don't want
Exactly.
to go to the bench. They don't want to sit down and watch other people play. So a lot
Right.
of times they say, okay, I'm going to let that one go through.
Yeah,
I'm going to let that one go through. And next thing you know, you're down by 10.
right. That's why the better players, the superstars, always at the line because they're aggressive ones.
Yeah, and I think that's what's plaguing Dallas right now. We know that these are two offensive juggernauts, Kyrie and Luka. And then they
Right,
have a little help from Christian Woods. They have a little help from Tim Hardaway Jr. You know what I'm saying? But the juggernauts are your least defenders. And like I said, when you deal with that process, you put so much onus on the second tier of your defense, which is your front court, and they're not going to continue to get in foul trouble, and they go to the bench and they're not into the game. And now, if you get a little deeper, the more times you foul and go to the bench, you're not being productive. And as A1 always said, your best ability is availability. And if you're not able to be out on the court, you don't have no negotiating power in your next contract.
right.
And players are very conscious of this.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So yeah, so that's a plague, man. That's a locust plague of biblical proportion for the Dallas Mavericks. Because that's a good team. I ain't gonna lie. Dallas Mavericks is a good team, man. And I think they can construct it pretty well. It's just that those front two, and Jason Kidd knows it, but they're your superstar. So what can you say? Right? It was almost like that Bulls conundrum. Your best players are your least defensive players. So it's hard to coach through that, and it's hard to coach around that because you can't circumvent not having decent. They don't have to be elite, but just decent, fair, average defense as your first tier. And so Dallas have to deal with that, unfortunately. So I just think that the Dallas Mavericks need to put more defensive minded players around Luka, at least two. Luka should have at least two defensive minded players on the court with him at all times. So that gives Luka the ability to do whatever he needs to do. The two defensive players know their assignments, right? And then the other two can help out Luka on scoring. I just don't believe Kyrie is the correct fit for this constructed Dallas Maverick team.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't either. Just for the same reason why you stated. But another thing with that too. I don't see two players in the NBA that can help Dallas win no championship. Two players, role players especially, they got good defense that can help Dallas win no championship.
Yeah, so but we already know offense win games, but defense win championship, and that applies and reverberates through all sports. It doesn't even
Exactly.
matter if it's an individual sport.
Right.
So that's something that reverberates through all sports and sports competitors, individually or collectively.
Yeah.
That offense win games, defense win championships.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
This is
Uncle Vern, unfortunately, my phone is at 5%.
all right. Then Dex.
And it's
All right.
definitely going to shut off.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to basically hop off. I appreciate everybody that joined the stream today. You rocked with us for several hours, and that was amazing in itself. Normally, I don't even allow my phone to get so low, but I'm not around any type of charging mechanism, so I just gonna ride it out with you because I knew you guys wanted to be informed of what Flight had on the slate today, dealing with the Kyrie Irving saga. Once again, Kyrie wants out as a Dallas Maverick.
Yeah. Yeah. And always remember this, Dex. Invest into one of those portable battery chargers. I do it
I,
all the time.
I have one, but it's in my room. I
Oh,
didn't think. Remember I said that. Okay, you. I don't think you was here in the beginning, but Flight caught me off guard. You see
okay.
where I'm at. You see what I'm doing.
I
And he
got
chimed in, and I saw Kyrie, so I saw the bat signal. So
okay.
I immediately went to my phone to try to
Oh,
get on and share what was going on with Kyrie because
uh,
I already was kind of up on it to some degree that he wasn't going to remain the Dallas Mavericks, but it wasn't etched in stone. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It was kind of floating
Uh,
out there.
but no, it wasn't Edge of Stone, nowhere near close to it. I didn't
Yeah,
think it was.
yeah. Because see, the thing about it is like him and Phil Handy, like I said before, they have a very good relationship, and so him and LeBron is trying was mending their broken relationship. So it just seemed two and two. LeBron is cool with it. Phil Handy is there. Darvin Ham is all on board. So you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
Jeannie want Kyrie bad. Jeannie been wanting Kyrie for a long time because that's a Kobe Bryant connection. Never forget that Mamba Academy.
yeah, right.
Kyrie's a
Exactly.
big player in that.
Exactly.
Him and Jason Tatum.
And then they know it's already proven with Kyrie and LeBron too, so they know that can work. So they ain't got to worry
Mhm.
about the outcome of it. They know that can work. If we could do anything, they can coexist together.
Right. So that makes a whole lot of grits and gravy when it comes to
Right,
Kyrie wanting to be an LA Laker
right,
because you have so many dynamics that plays in the favor of the Phil Handy, of LeBron James, of the Genie Bus, and especially Mamba himself, Kobe freaking Bean Bryant. And can
right.
you
Exactly.
imagine Kyrie putting on that Laker uniform, feeling like he's the new Kobe?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. So, hey, it looking good for that purple and gold. If this holds true and NBA don't get in the way of this, because I just feel that Adam Silver might have something to say. But we see if he stays out of it because it's going to help LeBron. And you know, Adam Silver want everything to go in LeBron's favor. You
Right,
have to
exactly.
admit that.
Yeah, yeah. But other owners might have to think different.
That's a possibility. It could be
But
one of those Chris Paul
Kyrie,
situations, huh?
yeah, Kyrie is a free agent though, right? He's gonna be a free agent after this year.
I believe so because I don't think he signed a 2 year deal with the Mavericks. I think it was just a trade.
Right. Okay. Hey, well, hey.
And according to Flight, and I think Flight have his information correct that Kyrie wants to see the free agent market.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that ain't no secret. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised he just came out flat and let it be known.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie signed at 12:01 on the dotted line, same as LeBron did. As soon as they strike midnight and the free agency market is open for talks and negotiation, that he will be a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. Your Los Angeles Lakers.
Do one of those. Do one of those like Lonzo Ball did when he signed with the Bulls.
Mm-hmm. Immediately, right? As soon as the clock strikes,
Wait.
12:01.
Hey, well, a little bit too immediately for my confidence.
Well, they got tagged for tampering with Lonzo.
Yeah, a little bit too immediately.
Yeah, that was too quick, right?
Hey, boy, I'm telling you.
So there we have it. My phone is blacking out.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, Dex.
like it,
I'm
yes.
gonna go. But look, it was so quick. I didn't even get a chance to pray for Charlotte again. I wanted to at least do it before 6 o'clock and get another prayer for Charlotte. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I
You
that he'll go there, but I didn't get it, Dex.
go ahead. You got a few seconds.
Hey, at 5:59, Lonzo said, "Oh, hold on, I'm going to the Bulls." Oh, nope, not yet. Hold on, another minute. I'm telling you, boy, I ain't get a chance to pray, man. Yeah, but it's all right though. Everything else worked out. At least they got rid of Michael Jordan. Or at least they gonna get rid of him.
Yeah. I just hope that, like you said, the few things we mentioned, we mentioned Leangelo Ball, aka Jello, G Honcho,
Yeah,
G3. We mentioned Kyrie Irving. We mentioned LeBron James. We mentioned Anthony Davis.
yeah.